Welcome to the Fantasy Audiobook. Urban Pirate World. I become Kaido at the beginning. Chapter 1. Hoo-hoo. 101, 102, 200. A tall, strong boy was sweating profusely while doing dumbbell shoulder press in a room full of training equipment. He exuded the tyranny and dictatorship of a superior. Bang. Two loud noises, the 400-kilogram dumbbell plate hit the floor heavily, causing a vibration. The boy gasped, and someone immediately handed him a towel and mineral water. He wiped his sweat and waved to everyone to leave. Chest, shoulders, back, arms, legs, a strong body of muscles, perfect inverted triangle back muscles, and 8-pack abs like a knife, all showed the explosive power contained in this boy. There was a sharp aura between his eyes, a cold face and a scar between his eyebrows, and a hideous sense of oppression arose spontaneously. After waving away everyone, the boy Zhang Chen opened the system panel that only he could see. Name, Zhang Chen. Race, human. Level, black iron. Basic attributes. Strength, 300. Speed, 100. Defense, 160. Health, 200. Energy, 300. Spirit, 200. Growth potential, unknown. Devil fruit, none. Observation Haki, not awakened. Armament Haki, not awakened. Overlord Haki, not awakened. Physical skills. Iron block. Primary, 501 thousandths. Gun finger. Primary, 401 thousandths. Paper drawing. Primary, 301 thousandths. Basic stick technique. Primary, 601 thousandths. System development. 99.99%. Yes, Zhang Chen is a time traveler who traveled to this world a year ago. This is a world called Blue Star that combines the dual elements of One Piece and the city. In this world, there are devil fruits, 3-color domineering, physical skills, 6 styles, great swordsmen, and other powers that exist in One Piece comics. The cause of all this is that this world was shrouded in fog 800 years ago. Various ominous monsters appeared in the fog. As soon as they appeared, countless cities were turned into ruins, and humans suffered heavy casualties and a sharp decline in population. At the same time, under the influence of the fog, the world began to be filled with a factor called aura that constantly transformed the world. Many birds and beasts evolved into monsters and became enemies of humans. The ocean became a life-restricted area for humans, and countless sea kings occupied one side. Since then, humans have fallen into doomsday. Fortunately, the devil fruit space has come, and all humans over the age of 18 can enter it. If you get a devil fruit and choose a master, you can change your fate and soar into the sky. Humans have also been nourished by aura and their physiques have begun to grow stronger. Ancient martial arts techniques that once only existed in books have also begun to reappear in the world. Humans struggle to survive and rebuild their homes under the ruins in such a situation surrounded by powerful enemies. In the constant struggle, human scientists have discovered that the body will unconsciously absorb more spiritual factors scattered in the world with continuous fighting or exercise, and as the spiritual energy contained in the body reaches a certain level, the shackles of life will be opened, and the body's physical fitness will surpass the limits of the race to gain more growth space, and ants will also have the power to move mountains. And this behavior of breaking the shackles and completing the life transition is called advancement. 9 is the number of extremes. This kind of advancement can be carried out up to 9 times in a creature's lifetime, and these 9 life transitions are divided into 1 to 9 levels. Black iron, bronze, silver, gold, grandmaster, lord, king, emperor's throne and the last holy throne. In addition, there are 3 major combat power systems in this world, namely devil fruit, 3-color Haki and physical skills. Whether it is the development of the devil fruit, the improvement of the use of the 3-color domineering, or the mastery of physical skills, they all rely on a strong physical realm as the basic support. The acquisition rate of the devil fruit is less than 1 in 1,000, and there is only one chance in a lifetime. The awakening of domineering is even more rare, and the legendary domineering owner is only 1 in 10 million. Although studies have shown that the higher the physical realm, the greater the probability of awakening domineering, but the practice of domineering is still not the main body, but the combination of physical and physical skills is the mainstream of most ordinary people in this world. When Zhang Chen came to this world, this system followed him. It was in tune with his mind and its origin was also very simple. According to the system introduction, The real world he once lived in belonged to the highest dimension, and he died accidentally, and his soul was reduced to this urban world full of One Piece elements. The remaining supreme dimension breath of the soul blended with this world, and the system was produced. So the system is roughly equivalent to the organs in Zhang Chen's body. In essence, Zhang Chen is above all living beings in this world great existence. Unfortunately, it has been more than a year, and the system has not been developed to 100%, resulting in Zhang Chen being unable to do anything except use the system to check his own attributes. However, after today, his own system will be completely opened. Thinking about it, Zhang Chen couldn't help but smile, but he had a cold face, and his smile was a bit chilling. The world is sinking, and all living beings are trapped in the sea of suffering. Although I have no intention of competing, I also know the suffering of the people. Since God has allowed me to travel here. Zhang Chen's mind flashed the wise and wise kings Yao, Shun, Yu and Tang, the saint of heaven and earth, the saint Confucius, Wang Yangming who integrated knowledge and action to establish his mind for the world, Huo Qubing who sealed the wolf and lived in Shu, and Yu Fei who was loyal to his country. The above characters have nothing to do with me. Don't I know who I am? It is said that raising a son can prevent old age. I was a son for 20 years before crossing over. Don't I know whether raising a son can prevent old age? Then there is only one truth. Zhang Chen nodded seriously and thought deeply. That must be to let me do whatever I want, oppress the people, establish a religion, be the king and the emperor. Oh yeah. I came to travel through time to be the emperor. Those who obey me will prosper and those who disobey me will perish. Those who can criticize me to my face will be executed. Those who advise me online will be sentenced to death. Those who slander me in the market and hear me will be ordered to commit suicide. Ah, ha ha ha. Zhang Chen laughed wildly and terrifyingly. Just thinking about it, the door of the training room was knocked open, and a tall and fat boy ran in a hurry, shouting. Brother, something big. What brother? How many times have I told you that it's called by position in school? Also, can you knock on the door before coming in next time? Zhang Chen frowned when his laughter was interrupted, patted the table, stared at Cheng Dongqing and said in a dignified manner. Yes, President Zhang. Cheng Dongqing scratched his head and smiled softly. Zhang Chen came to this world where the strong are respected, and he was not without achievements. With the original owner's powerful strength and his own talent far beyond ordinary people, he had already dominated Qingcheng number 1 middle school and became the well-deserved strongest person in the 3rd grade. He even defeated the president of the previous student union and won the president's throne in one fell swoop. And Cheng Dongqing, as his best friend since childhood, was naturally entrusted by Zhang Chen to become his right-hand man, and he could do whatever he wanted under his own banner. Xiao Cheng, tell me, what's the matter that's so urgent? Zhang Chen leaned back in the recliner and took a sip of water, and asked casually. Cheng Dongqing stepped forward to take the mineral water bottle and whispered, President, I just received a notice that the class teacher requires all students in our class to be present in the next class. Xiao Cheng, you are anxious again. I am not saying anything bad about you. It's just a small matter. You can just find an excuse to ask for leave. President, no, according to the news that Xiao Zhang, who was sent to clean the principal's office, overheard, our school may open the devil fruit space tomorrow. The class teacher summoned us at this time, and it is probably related to this matter. Zhang Chen immediately became energetic when he heard it. This is indeed a big deal, and he sat up quickly. Devil fruit space, a mysterious space that can only be entered when you are 18 years old. According to the understanding in the book, the success rate of obtaining the fruit is very low, and the devil fruit you want to obtain is not determined by your heart. On the contrary, it is the fruit that chooses the owner. In addition to the tropism between the fruit and the eater, experts have shown that the higher the growth potential of the eater, the higher the probability of obtaining the fruit, and even the favor of several fruits at the same time. More importantly, the fruits here are not unique. There may be several eaters of the same fruit. The stronger the fruit, the rarer it is. Of course, this is not absolute. There have been cases where people with mediocre qualifications have obtained powerful fruits. After all, who can say for sure whether the fruit chooses its owner? And I am already 18 years old. Thinking of this, Zhang Chen looked at Cheng Dongqing with regret. What are you waiting for? Let's go. Look at you, you always miss the point. The president is right. Hey, did you read the headlines last night? I heard that a big grudger in Dongzhou's Modu No. 1 middle school obtained the super rare animal type, mythical beast type, phoenix fruit in the devil fruit space yesterday. Guess what? This big grudger exchanged fruits with the school beauty to win her smile. It's okay to exchange, but do you know what fruit he exchanged for? What fruit did he exchange for? The mythical beast type, which is said to be rarer than the natural type fruit. If I can get a mythical beast type, my ancestors will be so proud. My name will be changed to the family tree, and I will be the clan leader. Forget it, you won't be able to eat 4 dishes in your lifetime. Oh my god, you will never guess that the grudge exchanged the tremor fruit with the school beauty. What? The tremor fruit, which is known as one of the 10 most useless devil fruits. It hurts the enemy by 1,000 and hurts itself by 10,000. All users of the past generations died young. It is known as the suicide fruit. What else can this grudge want? What can I want? I want the school beauty to be pretty. Ha ha ha. The noise in the class was one after another, and the discussion between classmates was noisy and chaotic. As soon as I entered the classroom, someone with sharp eyes immediately stood up and gave up his seat when he saw Zhang Chen coming. Zhang Chen nodded and found a seat to sit down casually, and listened to their discussion quietly in his seat. The mystical beast species exchanged for the tremor fruit. Interesting. In the comics, it is known as the strongest fruit of the superhuman system. It can cause earthquakes and tsunamis at will, and even shatter the air. Such a powerful fruit has become the most useless fruit in this world. Zhang Chen's mouth curled up slightly. This world is so interesting. Tap tap. The sound of high heels came from outside the classroom, and then a head teacher with waist-length hair, delicate face, towering breasts, and long legs walked into the room and walked onto the podium. Lululu. Everyone be quiet. The students in the class quickly returned to their seats. Everyone sat upright, with a hint of nervousness on their faces. Even Zhang Chen's eyes were solemn. The beautiful head teacher, Ms. Chu, glanced at the students in the class and saw that they were all sitting well. She straightened her full chest with satisfaction. Very good, it seems that everyone is here. Next, I will announce a notice that concerns your vital interests. After the school committee reported and the Education Bureau approved, all senior high school students who have reached the age of 18 will open the Devil Fruit Space tomorrow. Everyone must be present tomorrow. Yeah, it's finally our turn to go to the Devil Fruit Space to get the fruit. These days, I've been watching the news about someone in a certain college getting this or that fruit, which makes me so greedy. The students in the audience cheered and their faces were filled with excited smiles. The one who said greedy, my toilet just happened to be blocked recently, so I'll give you enough. Go away. After finally getting to the end of school, Zhang Chen now just wants to go home and wait for the system to be completely turned on. He never thought that the road ahead was blocked by a group of teenagers aged 17 or 18. The group of teenagers were squatting in the corners, either lying or leaning against the wall. They looked like a group of bad boys. The leader stood out from the crowd. He was wearing a white training robe and holding a wooden long sword. He had sharp eyebrows and handsome eyes. Seeing Zhang Chen coming, Zhao Xiaochuan, the follower of the white-robed boy, stepped forward to block his way. President Zhang, please stay. Our president he invites you to come over for a chat. Zhao Xiaochuan smiled and bent over without moving. He seemed respectful, but in fact he was arrogant and coerced. Where there are people, there are struggles and classes. Schools are no exception. The children of powerful families have always looked down on the poor and common students, and the poor students are also dissatisfied with the children of powerful families. Before Zhang Chen, the student union had always been in the hands of the children of the family and became a tool for them to have fun and socialize. Facing the children of the aristocratic families who claimed to have good genes and rich martial arts resources, the poor and common students can only be oppressed and humiliated. Until the appearance of this monster Zhang Chen, who was obviously just the son of a commoner, but possessed super talents and strength that no one could reach, coupled with his ruthless and tough style, he quickly gathered a large number of followers. Half a year ago, he surpassed the entire high school and broke the limit of the mortal world to reach the Black Iron Realm first. He single-handedly overturned the entire student union, beat the powerful children to lose face, and completely dominated Qingcheng No. 1 middle school. The powerful children could not bear the humiliation, so they collectively withdrew from the student union and established the Lion Heart Society. The current president He Wei is the existence at the top of the powerful children of Qingcheng No. 1 Middle School, the only one who can compete with Zhang Chen, the second strongest person under Zhang Chen, and it is said that he successfully broke through the Black Iron Realm a few days ago. Zhang Chen understood in his heart that he felt that he was good again. He looked at Zhao Xiaochuan, who kept bowing his head to invite. Let them pretend, isn't it very embarrassing for me? Don't want to do it? Then everyone should stop doing it. Then he grabbed Zhao Xiaochuan by the collar and lifted him up, shouting fiercely, I have repeatedly told you that classmates should love each other. You guys are blocking here after school. Are you trying to blackmail classmates? If I don't teach you a lesson, you don't know how much you are worth. He was about to punch. Zhao Xiaochuan, whose feet were hanging in the air, was completely stunned. It was too mean. He couldn't afford to flip the table, right? He wanted to take the opportunity to disgust Zhang Chen. Zhao Xiaochuan also shouted loudly. Don't be afraid, everyone, come together, Zhang Chen can't kill all of us before he runs out of energy. Just when everyone was terrified, the white-robed boy finally spoke. I'm sorry to make you laugh, President Zhang. It was just a joke from the people below. I'll make them apologize to you. The purpose of my coming here today is to challenge you. Now that I have entered the Black Iron Realm, tomorrow, when the fruit awakens, it will be my time to challenge you. Zhang Chen took the challenge and sneered, President He is so courageous. I accept the challenge. After saying that, he patted Zhao Xiaochuan's face and looked at Zhao Xiaochuan's pale face. The strong can ignore all rules. Remember this, kid. He Wei looked at Zhang Chen and had mixed feelings about Zhang Chen, who had always been superior to him since high school. He had a good family background and had always been the top student in his grade since he was a child. Until he met Zhang Chen in high school, he was inferior to him everywhere. Obviously he worked very hard. His family also spent a huge amount of money to buy precious medicinal materials to strengthen his muscles and bones, and used connections to invite famous teachers to teach physical skills. Finally, he reached the limit of mortal 6 dimensions to 100 in high school, and recently he entered the extraordinary and advanced Black Iron Realm. You should know that before the fruit space was opened in high school, it was very good to reach the limit of the mortal world and the 6-dimensional attribute reached 100. Looking at all the high schools in Qingcheng, it was considered a top existence, not to mention that he entered the Black Iron Realm and stepped into the extraordinary. But even so, Zhang Chen still firmly suppressed him. He Wei admired and envied Zhang Chen. Looking at Zhang Chen who was leaving, he couldn't help but sigh that if there was you, why was there Liang? Following the route in his memory back to his home in the old community, after a few words with his parents and sister, Zhang Chen hurried back to his bedroom. Holding back his excited heart and trembling hands, he opened the system panel. Ding! System update completed. Host talent activation completed. Activate 3 God-level talents. High-dimensional perspective. The residual breath of the highest latitude is combined with the origin of the world. Guided by the will of the host, it can connect the origin information of the world. Watching the world and all living beings is like watching the lines on the palm. You can intuitively view the origin information of all things. Multi-dimensional deprivation. The residual breath of the highest latitude is combined with the world, and the world and all living beings can be taken at will. Passive effect. Deprive the power of all living beings in the world, all the tangible and intangible power that has been scattered in the world in the past and present, including 6-dimensional attributes, domineering proficiency, fruit development, physical skills, etc. Settled every day in the form of sign-in. Active effect. After killing and defeating the enemy, you can deprive the power, more thoroughly defeat the enemy's battle. Fighting will can gain more power to ravage the enemy as much as you want. Killing creatures that are not hosts within a certain range can also deprive them of certain power. Multidimensional deprivation belongs to high-dimensional power, similar to copy and paste, copying the power of others and pasting it to yourself, and the deprived object will not be affected. Go and start a top-level war against this boring world. Super-dimensional divine body. The residual breath of the highest latitude is combined with your own body. With your will as the leader, your body is transformed into a data body. Your body damage judgment mechanism is not bound by the rules of this world and is self-contained. Your life will be transformed into a game health bar, and your physical strength and energy will be transformed into a strength value bar. You will lose your health bar when you are attacked. If your health bar is not 0, you will not die, and you will always maintain your peak combat power and will not be affected by biological specific states such as serious injuries. You are not affected by biological specific fatal weaknesses and are immune to critical hits. When you are hurt by damage such as decapitation and piercing the heart, it is equivalent to a broken hand or piercing the palm. You can perfectly output your power from 1% to 100% full power. You do not have the characteristics of furious blow, full strength blow, explosive species, microcosmic explosion, and fatal blow that other creatures have. Flat attack is the ultimate move. You can survive in any environment where normalized creatures can survive, and the defense of each part of your body will take the maximum defense value. Open the exclusive attribute 7th dimension, life recovery speed, restore 1 point of life per second, and act on the health bar, except for continuous blood loss damage. Your 6th-dimensional attribute growth potential has been raised to the ceiling that this world can reach. Growth potential, strength, SSS, speed, SSS, defense, SSS, life, SSS, essence, SSS, spirit, SSS. A true hexagonal warrior, you will become the strongest existence among all living creatures on land, sea and air. Quote, growth potential, as the name suggests, is the highest upper limit that a creature can reach at the current stage. In terms of strength, the theoretical limit of a creature in the Black Iron realm is 1000. Assuming that a person's potential in strength is S level, it means that once he breaks through to the Black Iron realm, as long as he practices normally and swallows natural treasures to absorb spiritual energy, his strength value will quickly reach 800 under the impetus of his own powerful potential. As for after 800, the potential is exhausted, and the improvement speed is almost stagnant. If you want to improve your own strength value and want to go further, you either have to break through to the Silver Realm again, or you can only rely on luck and long-term hard work. Most of the Tianjiao strong will choose to suppress the realm to hone their limits, but Zhongchen does not have these troubles. Full-level talent for all attributes means that Zhongchen can reach the final stage that a creature can reach without any bottleneck. Strength is attack power, speed is a general term for both movement speed and body reaction speed. Defense is the body's defense resistance, life is the blood bar, and spirit attribute is a general term for physical strength and energy. God attribute is a general term for all its own momentum, will and spirit, and it is closely related to domineering. Domineering. It is the potential power possessed by all creatures. This power is an innate ability, momentum, murderous aura, fighting spirit. When manipulating these invisible feelings, willpower will turn into weapons. This powerful power is called domineering. Obviously, the power of domineering is closely related to the God attribute. Comparing the God attribute to the people in the kingdom, awakening domineering is to ascend the throne as king, and the process of practicing to increase the total amount of domineering is the process of the king recruiting soldiers and forming an army. The process of improving the skills of using domineering is the process of training scattered soldiers into elite soldiers armed to the teeth. Ding! Host's talent transformation is complete, and the remaining residual breath of the highest dimension will be converted into a novice gift pack. The novice gift pack is being distributed. Congratulations to the host for receiving the following rewards. All 6-dimensional attributes plus 500, Overlord Haki Awakening, Armament Haki Awakening, Observation Haki Awakened, Fruit Development plus 10%, 6-style Physical Proficiency plus 1000, Basic Stick Technique plus 1000. All rewards have been issued. Please see the system panel for more details. Quote. Woohoo! Take off! Zhong Chen exclaimed, good guy, his own strength increased directly. Super-dimensional divine body YYDS. Click on the system panel. Name, Zhong Chen. Race, human. Level, black iron. Basic attributes, strength, 800, speed, 600, defense, 660. Life, 700, energy, 800, spirit, 700, life recovery, restore 1 health point per second. Devil fruit not obtained, fruit development 10%. Armament Haki primary 0 1/1000. Observation Haki primary 0 1/1000. Hero Hockey Primary 0/1000, Heroic Primary 0/1000. Affected by the super-dimensional divine body talent, the divine attribute can be converted into the total amount of heroic. Physical skills. Shaving. Intermediate 0/1000. Iron block. Intermediate 501,000. Paper drawing. Intermediate 301,000. Moon step. Intermediate 0/1000. Mist kick. Intermediate 0/1000. Gun finger. Intermediate 401,000. Basic stick method. Intermediate 601,000. Growth potential. Unprecedented. Looking at the attribute panel of this extremely luxurious attribute, Zhang Chen felt as if he was floating in the clouds. Is this really what a handsome boy who just turned 18 in the third year of high school can achieve? Looking at the world, in the entire high school foundation building stage, those who can reach the limit of the mortal world and reach the sixth dimension to 100 before the devil fruit awakens can be called top-notch students. Breaking through to the black iron realm is extremely rare and can be called a young genius. Those who can polish their physical skills to the intermediate level and whose basic attributes are close to the second level bronze are even rarer, enough to be called a generation of geniuses, the pride of heaven. And Zhang Chen awakened the domineering aura that is 1 in a million at the black iron realm. The domineering aura of the king is even more unique among millions of people. Even the name of a monster cannot describe his qualifications. He is a hero chosen by heaven, a destined king. A real monster. The next morning, the warm sunlight sprinkled on Zhang Chen's face, he pursed his lips and stretched comfortably. Last night, I had a beautiful dream all night. In the dream, Zhang Chen directly turned into an ancestor, doing whatever he wanted and killing people everywhere. Until now, I still feel a little happy. As soon as I opened my eyes, a petite and cute figure appeared in front of me, lying on the head of the bed, holding her cheeks with both hands, and a pair of watery big eyes looked straight at me. Brother, get up quickly, otherwise you will be late for school, hee. Zhang Chen sat up and pinched his sister's chubby face. Xiao Xiao, I am very happy that you can wake me up, but I will really thank you for squatting every day. Quote. Lululu. Zhang Xiao pouted and slapped Zhang Chen's hand away and ran out of the room. Haha, I scared you to death. It's your fault that you always like to sleep in. This girl. Zhang Chen smiled helplessly, with a hint of pampering in his eyes. Only in front of his family can he put down all his burdens. Although he is a time traveler, it's good. His parents are alive, his sister is cute, and his family is very harmonious and happy. In this era when most people are basically in the black iron realm or even not in the rank, Zhang Chen's name as a genius has long been sung to the nearby villages. As the pride of his parents, although the family is poor, Yang's father and mother still work hard to support Zhang Chen to go to school. Although my sister is naughty and eccentric, she still admires me. At this time, I watched my father Zhang Yuansheng and mother Zhang Lin busying around with food and bowls, while my sister sat on a chair, swinging her legs and humming a song. Zhang Chen walked forward with a smile, took the bowls and chopsticks from Zhang Lin and put them on the dining table. Zhang Lin was stunned. Did her son, who was always so quiet, finally get it today? One hand touched Zhang Chen's forehead. Zhang Chen tilted his head. What's wrong, Mom? Stop touching me and sit down to eat. The food will get cold soon. Nothing, I just feel that my son has grown up. Zhang Lin smiled with some relief. Zhang Yuansheng, at this time, also sat down with a small wooden hammer, knocking on his shoulders. Today is a big day for our family. Xiaochen will go to school soon to awaken the devil fruit. This is really a great honor for our ancestral graves. Come on, the greatest achievement of your mother and I in this life is to give birth to such a good son like you, and make our family proud, haha. Quote. My sister was immediately unhappy and pouted. What am I? What am I? You are the baby of our family. Zhang Yuansheng used full it was the calloused hand that touched Zhang Xiaoxiao's head, and said lovingly with a smile in the corner of his eyes. Ha, that's more like it. Zhang Chen looked at the happy scene of the family of four, his father's calloused hands, his aching shoulders, the wrinkles in the corners of his mother's eyes, and his sister's petite and cute face with a hint of malnutrition. Thinking of the memory of his parents working from dawn to dusk to support him, the so-called favored child of heaven, his sister was also very sensible and did not fight or fight. She always said she didn't like the meat on the table, but in the end it all went into her brother's mouth. Zhang Chen's heart was mixed with mixed feelings, the taste of being loved and the shame intertwined. Alas, it seems that the funds of the student union are still not enough, and I will get more to subsidize the family next time. After taking a few sips of soy milk and eating a few steamed dumplings, Zhang Chen hurried to school. The summer breeze blew over the willows. The school playground was already crowded. The high-spirited boys and girls were waiting in groups of 2 or 3 for the devil fruit space to open. I'm so excited. Whether I'm a dragon or a worm depends on Yibo today. Alas, what should I do? I'm too weak. I've worked so hard for so long, but my physique is still so poor. It's a long way to go for the 6th dimension to exceed 100. It seems that I can only inherit the family business in the future. Some are happy and some are worried. The boys gathered in groups of 2 or 3 to chat to cover up their excitement and anxiety. Hey, what kind of fruit do you think our grade number 1, Zhang Chen, will get? You can call him classmate. Call him president. Ah, Zhang Chen is my idol, the only one in the school who is at the iron level. His potential is definitely amazing. Devil fruits are selected based on their potential. My idol is cool, good-looking, and strong, so he must have a natural fruit. No, you are just brainless fans. I admit that Zhang Chen is very strong, but the natural fruit is recognized as the strongest of the 3 devil fruits. He controls nature, turns into a natural disaster, and elementalization makes him invincible. That is a power that only a peerless genius can possess. Not to mention Qingcheng, there are not many of them in the whole country. If you ask me, the genius is our president. He has strength, and looks. He has strength. His family is rich, so his martial arts path must be smooth. After hearing the girls' discussion, Zhao Xiaochuan, He Wei's follower, shouted in dissatisfaction. This move immediately caused dissatisfaction among the girls, and then another debate began. It's so good to be young. At the edge of the playground, Zhang Chen, who occupied a large area of willow shade, could not help but sigh with emotion as he listened to the passionate discussion of the energetic teenagers in the distance under the influence of his powerful observation haki. The devil fruit space opening ceremony is about to begin. At this moment, a silver-haired old man wearing a straight suit and a straight figure walked onto the podium accompanied by the class teacher and many teachers. The old man in front of him was the principal of Qingcheng No. 1 Middle School, Situ Liancheng, the former head of the Qingcheng Army branch. He was active in the front line of monsters and fog battlefields all his life. It is said that he was seriously injured in his early years and had to retreat to the second line. He is a hero of Qingcheng. Students, you have been sharpening your sword for 10 years, but you have never tried it. In today's world, monsters are rampant, fogs are invading, and the Alliance and even the entire human race are already in danger. If you don't pay attention, you will be in danger of extinction. Our stable life today is the result of our ancestors' sacrifices and blood, and you are the new hope of the human race and will surely become the new generation of guardians. Today is the day to witness your harvest. Whether you will be successful or insignificant in the future, I hope you will not forget to defend your homeland with your own blood and strength when disaster strikes. I won't say much nonsense. Now, everyone will go on stage in order to enter the devil fruit space. The impassioned speech drew thunderous applause from the audience. After that, Principal Situ took the crystal ball from his assistant, and the crystal ball shone brightly, forming a vortex space shining with white light in the sky. As long as the entrant puts his hand on the crystal ball, he will be sucked into the space, and a projection will be formed outside, so that people outside the space can clearly see the situation in the space. The first one, He Wei. Before he finished speaking, He Wei jumped onto the stage, glanced at the people below the stage with a calm face, and saw that everyone's eyes were looking at him. Then he put his palm on the crystal ball, with a momentum of being a hero in the world, who else but me? Adolescents are always so second-year students. With a flash of white light, He Wei was sucked into the space in an instant. Seeing He Wei enter the devil fruit space first, everyone in the playground looked at the projection with expectation in their eyes. As the only 2 masters who have reached the Black Iron realm in Qingcheng No. 1 Middle School, his martial arts talent is definitely not bad, and looking at Qingcheng as also as a top-notch genius, he received as much attention as Zhang Chen. The space was all white, and suddenly a dazzling purple light carrying a fruit broke through the sky and landed in front of Hiwei, quietly floating. It's purple light, an animal-type fruit. This is the animal-type Niu fruit in the form of a bison. Feng Ming, a sharp-eyed student in the audience, immediately recalled the introduction in the devil fruit encyclopedia and shouted. In the devil fruit space, the fruit will emit 3 kinds of light when it descends: purple light for the animal type, orange light for the natural type, and red light for the superhuman type. As expected of a top-notch genius in Qingcheng No. 1 middle school, his talent is really amazing. After Hiwei got the fruit, he teleported out immediately, resisting the suffocating taste, swallowed the fruit in one gulp, and then felt a violent force flowing into his limbs. Under the transformation of the fruit power, he couldn't help but let out a beast roar, and then his body suddenly grew from 1.8 meters tall to 3 meters tall, with horns growing on his head, swollen muscles bursting his shirt, and hair growing on his skin. He suddenly turned into a, shit, minotaur. A violent breath rushed to his face. Feeling the surging power in his body, Hiwei felt that he had endless energy. Looking at the amazed eyes of the crowd, he enjoyed the feeling of being the center of attention. Even Principal Satu cast a look of approval on him. His eyes accidentally glanced at Zhang Chen on the side. Zhang Chen just looked at himself lightly, and it seemed that he was still holding back a smile. His eyes were neither happy nor sad. The look of contempt for everything immediately made Hiwei very angry. He was looking down on me. This guy must have taken the wrong medicine. Why is he staring at me with gritted teeth when he awakens a fruit? Zhang Chen, who was leaning against the tree trunk with his hands folded, stared back fiercely and raised his middle finger. Hiwei was so angry that he blew 2 streams of white air from his nose. It's been 3 years, Zhang Chen, I don't believe you can keep winning. You can always beat me. The most excited person at this time was Hiwei's head teacher, Teacher Zhang. Knowing that his students have successfully awakened the fruit, whether it is bonus or treatment, is very important to their future. Good job, Hiwei, your 3 years of hard work are worth it. Now you have obtained the fruit, you are a winner. Teacher Zhang encouraged, ignoring Hiwei's expression. Hiwei's success also completely ignited the enthusiasm of teachers and students in the audience. As students came to the stage to awaken one by one, some were happy and some were sad. Among them, Cheng Dongqing unexpectedly became the biggest dark horse and obtained an animal-type dragon fruit ancient species Brachiosaurus form, attracting the attention of the whole school. Everyone congratulated Zhang Chen, and the student union added another fierce general. Principal Satu even called him a monster. Finally, it was Zhang Chen's turn to awaken. Next, Zhang Chen. With this shout, all the teachers and students in the school immediately turned their attention to Zhang Chen. The president of the student union. The arrogant tyrant. The top student in the grade. The strongest in the school. Can this man create miracles again? A monster obsessed with cultivation, who can break through the black iron realm without relying on external objects and only relying on his own extreme training. His talent is so strong that I am afraid that only the first prodigy of Qingcheng, Bai Qingshu, who obtained the natural smoke fruit in the second middle school next door, can be compared with him. Of course, if President Zhang Chen can obtain a powerful fruit this time, it is hard to say who will be the first prodigy of Qingcheng. That is a super powerful and rare natural devil fruit. How strong a fruit must President Zhang Chen obtain to suppress the natural devil fruit? The probability is too small. That's right, Bai Qingshu, she is beautiful, a famous school belle in our Qingcheng, and a rare natural ability user. Everyone says that in this college entrance examination, Bai School Belle is the most likely person to become the top scorer inEnzhou. The Han Alliance is divided into 19 states, and Zhang Chen is located in a third-tier small city under the jurisdiction ofEnzhou. Comparing with others is really annoying. If I can't get the devil fruit and break through the black iron realm this time, I can only work in the factory. 10,000 people participate, 100 people awaken, pay attention to the timing of entering the factory. Awakening is about participation, and the main point is companionship, woo-woo. This world is different from the original world. Graduating from high school is the end of student life. Graduated students generally have 4 paths. The first path is to get the devil fruit in the devil fruit space, or break through the black iron realm. After proving your potential, you can choose to take the college entrance examination and enter the top university, that is, university, to study more advanced martial arts and lay the foundation for awakening domineering. For example, the innate chi, one of the peerless martial arts that is more advanced than the universal martial arts 6-style iron block, is said to simulate the closest armed color domineering. The closest to the observation color domineering, anticipating the enemy's first move, is known as the world's best swordsmanship, the Dugu 9 swords. If you practice it to a deep level, you can even be comparable to the strong person of observation color. Or improve the development of their own fruit ability, and become a high-end combat force against the fog creatures in the future, or even become a trendsetter who stirs up the times. The second way is those who have not obtained the fruit, but have reached the limit of mortals in the 6th dimension in high school. Although they have not been recognized by the devil fruit, they have good potential. You can choose to join the army and other official institutions to stand at the forefront of the fog war and become the mainstay against the fog creatures. If you become a strong man in the future, you can even become the head of the army branch guarding one side. Those who have great potential but are not wise in the early stage can still have the opportunity to obtain the qualification to enter the top universities if they obtain enough military honors, commonly known as junior college to undergraduate. The third way is to pursue freedom. With different talents, you can join the Hunter Guild to become a free hunter, and be active in the battlefield against fog, monsters, and sea kings as a private person. You can also join various major forces. If you become a strong man in the future, you can even form your own forces and become a hegemon. The fourth path is for ordinary people with low or no fighting talent. After graduation, they will integrate into all walks of life in society and become the basic support for the operation of society. People with flexible minds can still become rich in the future. On the rostrum, Situ Liancheng looked at Zhang Chen, the outstanding student of No. 1 middle school, with admiration in his eyes. A true strong man needs talent, hard work, and luck. Situ Liancheng has seen all of Zhang Chen's hard work in the past 3 years. In his opinion, Zhang Chen, who has both superior talent and hard work, will surely be a dragon among men in the future. Perhaps today, he can witness the birth of a true strong man. Even Zhang Chen couldn't help but blush when he heard the flattery of the crowd. This feeling of being a genius at the beginning, don't say it, it feels really bad. Zhang Chen placed his palm on the crystal ball, and felt a dizzy feeling, and in the blink of an eye, he was in a white world. Just as he was thinking about how to get a response from the fruit, he saw 3 beams of light shining in red, orange and purple carrying devil fruits coming from the sky. 3 devil fruits emitting brilliant light quietly floated in front of him, waiting for Zhang Chen's choice. The one on the far right is similar to a pitaya. It is an orange-red spherical fruit with spiral patterns on the top. The fruit stalk is a cyan vortex at one end and a flame at the other end. The skin is composed of countless small flame-shaped spiral fruit patterns, and the flesh is light orange. Flame fruit. Just by looking at this iconic appearance, Zhang Chen recognized this natural devil fruit that was famous in the comics of his previous life. This fruit belongs to Ace and Sabo in one piece. Eating it can gain the ability to manipulate and create flames, transform the body into elements, and even become the flame itself. The destructive power is extremely powerful, and the general physical and non-hockey attacks are basically ineffective against it, and it is also a top-level existence among the strongest natural devil fruits. Unfortunately, in the later period of the comics, the strong men in the New World who have a little bit of combat power do not need any flame fruit to exert the ability of fire, including Pirate King Luffy, 3 swordsmen Lu Zoro, Sanji, 9 heroes, Marco, Kaido, Big Mom and Jin. Although the forms and methods of using fire are different, the destructive power is absolutely fierce, which makes the flame fruit look extremely embarrassing. It is even joked by the majority of One Piece fans that even dogs will not eat the flame fruit. Zhang Chen touched his chin. Although it was a joke, the flame fruit did have some criticisms. For Zhang Chen, who is eager to pursue the ultimate power, the flame fruit is strong enough, but it is still a little bit off, and its strength is not as good as its upper magma fruit. In Zhang Chen's opinion, only the top fruits owned by top-level strong men, such as Whitebeard's tremor fruit, Enel's thunder fruit, Kaido's mythical beast azure dragon fruit, and Admiral Fujitori's heavy fruit, are what he desires. Forget it, put it in the reserve position first and look at the 2 fruits below. There is no way, the talent is strong, and the fruits are vying to recognize the master. Zhang Chen thought narcissistically. In a blink of an eye, he looked at the remaining 2 fruits. One was an irregular black and purple spiral shape, wrapped in red light, and a heavy feeling came over. It was a superhuman fruit. The other one was oval in shape, with a fruit stalk similar to 2 deer antlers, and the shell was wrapped in rows of blue scales, and the strange purple light was fluctuating. Zhang Chen's pupils shrank. This is the superhuman heavy fruit and the animal-type mythical beast fish fruit blue dragon form. Zhang Chen felt that he was hit by a huge fortune, and the whole person was a little floating, and a great joy that was extremely unreal filled his heart. Admiral Fujitora's heavy fruit shocked Zhang Chen the first time it appeared in the comics of the previous life. It can manipulate gravity, the great power of heaven and earth, at will. It is an unstoppable force, like a godlike dominance. It is the most powerful synonym in any novel and animation. In Zhang Chen's opinion, in terms of power and destructive power like a natural disaster, it is not inferior to Whitebeard's tremor fruit. The title of the strongest superhuman system may not be unbeatable. But Kaido's blue dragon fruit also made Zhang Chen envious. It is a mythical beast species that is rarer than the natural system. It has a stronger body amplification ability than the animal system, and has the magical ability comparable to the mythical creatures of the superhuman system or even the natural system that manipulates the great power of heaven and earth. Dragons are like totems in China, and the blue dragon is the 4 spirits of heaven in ancient legends. It is also the top fruit among the mythical beast species. After consumption, it can transform into a huge blue dragon, which can give the eater the power, attack power, defense power, resistance, endurance and flying ability of the blue dragon, and the ability to control fire, lightning, wind, etc. It can transform into the posture of a dragon in mythology and cause various super-scale attacks that change the sky and the earth. It is even recognized by Oda himself as the strongest fruit of the animal system. The offensive and defensive capabilities are simply full, and Kaido has combined this with his own monster-like physique to achieve the reputation of the strongest creature on land, sea and air. At this time, the outside world has already been recognized by Zhang Chen for obtaining 3 types of devil fruits at the same time, which has set off an uproar. The inexplicably excited fanatical girl screamed and fainted. 3 types of devil fruits are recognized. Looking at the entire Han Alliance, there is no one before and no one after. I know that flame thread fruit. It is the natural type flame fruit. The king of flames, the top existence among all natural type devil fruits. Nonsense, you still need to know such obvious threads, you can guess it. It seems that the first prodigy of Qingcheng is going to change hands. The flame fruit is inferior to the smoke fruit, which is also a natural type. I have a question. No one noticed the superhuman fruit in the middle. It looks like the strongest superhuman devil fruit, the heavy fruit. Oh my god, if you don't tell me, I really didn't notice it. Wait for me to look through the devil fruit encyclopedia. Ah, it's really the heavy fruit. It can generate gravity waves and can manipulate the direction and strength of gravity at will. The world is reversed and the world changes in a moment. It is even stronger than many natural fruits. Even most natural fruit users who are invincible in elementalization are a little powerless in front of gravity and have to bow their heads. It is one of the few powerful fruits that can compete with the natural system in the non-domineering stage. Quote, after all, no matter whether you are incarnated as smoke, fire, or swamp, you cannot escape the oppression of gravity. This is why the heavy fruit users can rely on gravity to face the natural system users and be invincible. All beings are equal under gravity. As for the last animal system, the fruit is automatically ignored. The fish scale appearance makes people know at a glance that this is the fish fruit, which is known as the weakest devil fruit. Although it has 2 more antlers than the fish fruit in the illustrated book, as long as it belongs to the fish fruit series, whether it is a carp, a crucian carp, a great shark or an ancient species of Dunkleosteus, it is all the weakest fruit. Everyone knows to exclude the fish fruit first. Even the weathered and calm Principal Satu Liancheng stood up from his seat in shock, his eyes full of shock. The awakeners who can be recognized by multiple fruits are all peerless geniuses with huge potential from ancient times to the present. As long as they do not fall, they will definitely be the overlords who determine the direction of the times in the future. This small puddle in Qingcheng has raised a real dragon. Satu Liancheng narrowed his eyes and muttered to himself. Whether it is the flame fruit or the heavy fruit, there is no doubt that choosing one of them with Zhang Chen's talent will open the road to invincibility. At this moment, He Wei felt mixed emotions, and his mood was worse than eating 100 devil fruits in the toilet. How can I fight this? I boasted yesterday that I would challenge Zhang Chen, but now the clown is me. Am I going to live under the shadow of Zhang Chen for the rest of my life? I won't accept this. He Wei looked grim, clenched his fists tightly, and the chill emanating from his body made the people around him feel like thorns in their backs. At this moment, Zhang Chen was absent-minded, and recalled the brilliant and tragic life of Mr. Kai in the comics. The first stick taught Ryuo, the second stick taught tyranny, and the third stick taught awakening. Mr. Kai said the cruelest words and taught the most detailed lessons. In the final battle, the real hero was trying to control the fall of Onigashima until he was defeated, causing casualties among the civilians in Wano country. He was a vicious villain who hid his merits and fame and was upright. Mr. Kai, really, I am crying to death. Zhang Chen held the fish fruit in his hand with a complicated look in his eyes. Don't worry, Mr. Kai, I will inherit your will and make your name resound throughout this world in the name of the strongest creature. After saying that, Zhang Chen swallowed the fruit in one breath. The suffocating taste made Zhang Chen almost ecstatic. He was in a trance and seemed to see his grandmother waving at him. Ding! The host has absorbed the fish fruit mythical beast blue dragon form, and has been transformed by the top animal type devil fruit. Basic attributes: strength plus 100, speed plus 100, defense plus 100, life plus 100, and energy plus 100. When the dragon form is activated, the life recovery speed is temporarily increased by +1. When the azure dragon form is activated, the life recovery speed is increased by an additional +2. Looking up at the panel. Name: Zhang Chen. Race: human. Level: black iron. Basic attributes: strength 900, speed 700, defense 760, life 800, energy 900, spirit 800, spirit 800, life recovery, recover 1 HP per second. Devil fruit, fish fruit, mythical beast, azure dragon form, fruit development degree 10%. It is worthy of being the top fruit of the animal system, the rarest mythical beast in the world. Just by eating it, the passive transformation will increase the 6-dimensional attributes of itself by 100 each. Zhang Chen secretly thought that the devil fruit is worthy of being able to change fate. An ordinary person may be able to break the unattainable life shackles of his own life with just one fruit and enter the ranks of the extraordinary. Of course, this is also the reason why the azure dragon fruit of the fantasy beast is too powerful and is of the animal type. The transformation of the body is far beyond other devil fruits. The normal fruit can increase dozens of attributes at the moment of eating, which is very powerful. At the same time, the powerful fish fruit's azure dragon form of the fantasy beast has rarely appeared. The common problem of the fish fruit, that is, the problem of being unable to breathe on land. Thinking of this, Zhang Chen no longer regretted the loss of the many fruits. His basic attributes alone were close to the limit of the Black Iron Realm, which was the dream of most Black Iron Realm masters, and even comparable to ordinary Bronze Realm masters. Once the power of the fruit is used again, the strength will only be stronger. The basic attributes of organisms have limits. The 6-dimensional attribute limit of mortal organisms that have not entered the rank is 100, the Black Iron Realm is 1000, and the Bronze limit is 2000. This is the overall limit of organisms, but there are individual differences between people. If a person's growth potential can only allow him to reach 60% of his biological limit, the Black Iron Realm can push his potential to 600 by practicing step by step, and the Bronze Realm can reach 1200. As for those who want to seek improvement in the realm in the future, either look for natural treasures. The devil fruit is actually the strongest natural treasure. Eating it in one bite will gain dozens of attributes for free, and as strong as Zhang Chen's fantasy beast Qinglong, the attributes will directly increase by hundreds of points. Either you have a chance to improve your potential, or you endure the pain that ordinary people cannot bear to polish yourself and surpass your limits. No matter what, every bit of progress after exhausting your potential will be extremely difficult. Fortunately, God has the virtue of loving life. When sentient beings are not in the rank, the potential has the least restriction on the body. Even if your potential is low and can only reach the attribute limit of 50 or 60, as long as you have sufficient nutrition and practice hard, you still have the opportunity to break through the 6-dimensional to 100 black iron. The mortal realm that is not in the rank is also the only realm that has requirements for its own attributes when breaking through. After black iron, as long as you absorb enough mysterious spiritual factors, find your own almost traceless shackles and break through the shackles, you can enter a higher realm. The process is dangerous and there is a risk of falling if you are not careful. After wandering in the sky and being stunned for a while, Zhang Chen was immediately teleported out of the devil fruit space. At this time, everyone on the playground had already dropped their jaws by Zhang Chen's coquettish actions. Brother, slap me twice. I actually saw President Zhang Chen eating the fish fruit. Oh, I must be too jealous and hallucinating. The classmate next to him was stunned. There is such a request. He slapped him twice and said casually, "You read it right." The classmate who spoke before covered his red and swollen face and didn't come back to his senses for a long time. His eyes full of wisdom seemed to be still thinking about life. How could Zhang Chen do such an insane thing? Didn't he study the devil fruit encyclopedia well? Humph, people will be crazy when they are successful. They claim to be powerful and disdain to learn theoretical knowledge. In the end, they are just reckless men with empty power. A member of the Lion Heart Club said. Fish fruit, why would anyone choose it? It's not for nothing that it's the weakest fruit in the past 800 years. I heard that once people who eat the fish fruit open their animal lungs and transform into fish gills, they can only stay in the water. That's right, they are afraid of light and heat, can't breathe on land, and are restrained by the weakness of the devil fruit in the sea. Really, even dogs won't eat the fish fruit. Everyone had different expressions, their eyes were filled with regret, pity, mockery, and even gloating. Looking around, he took in the contemptuous expressions of his classmates, and felt a life breath that was too different from that of others. He always felt like an old father in kindergarten. No, aren't children nowadays so realistic? A little man in his heart seemed to tell himself, forget it, why bother with a child, he didn't know gold and jade. Zhang Chen calmed down and was about to step down when an old and strong hand suddenly grabbed his arm. Looking back, Principal Satu was holding his hand tightly, with a complex look of confusion and concern. I can feel the great potential hidden in your body. A man with talent like you, can you tell me why I made such a choice? Looking at the regretful and solemn expression of the old man in front of him, Zhang Chen grinned, with an indescribable spirit in his eyes. Others discard it like old shoes, but I pick it up like pearls and jade. I will achieve this fruit and become the strongest. After saying that, he turned around and left only a chic back. Situ Liancheng looked at the young man for a long time without saying a word. He did not see a trace of confusion and loss in Zhang Chen's eyes. Instead, he felt a breath of the game world. I haven't seen such eyes for many years. It's really strange to be high above and look down on all living beings. Snort. It's so funny, he's still stubborn, he chose a piece of crap, and he's still trying to flatter himself, don't you think so, haha. That's right, someone thought he was the best in the school, he should be called the most ridiculous person in Qingcheng, haha. Zhao Xiaochuan and the Lionheart Society members around him mocked Zhang Chen's behavior, and when they saw Zhang Chen passing by, they didn't forget to cast a provocative look. Who could resist this? Zhang Chen's face was so gloomy that it seemed like water could drip out, and he walked straight in front of Zhao Xiaochuan. The people around him seemed to feel something was wrong, and they all took a step back. Zhao Xiaochuan was talking excitedly, and he didn't realize the danger was coming. When he saw Zhang Chen approaching, he didn't forget to make a few jokes. Hey, isn't this President Zhang? Why is your face so ugly? I haven't seen you for a few days, and you're so gloomy, right? Pa. Before Zhao Xiaochuan finished speaking, Zhang Chen swung a big bib and hit Zhao Xiaochuan in the face. Zhao Xiaochuan did a 360-degree Thomas spin and fell to the ground, with the left half of his face swollen like a pig's head. Hiss. The people around were so scared by Zhao Xiaochuan's miserable appearance that they gasped and covered their mouths and dared not make any loud noises. Zhang Chen kicked Zhao Xiaochuan's face with his right foot, and Zhao Xiaochuan wanted to fight back but it was useless. Zhang Chen's overwhelming force restrained him and made him unable to move. Boy, Who gave you the courage to say bad things about me in person, Liang Jingru? After Zhang Chen finished speaking, he glanced at everyone present. When I read novels, I hate you, the spectators, the chatterboxes, gossiping, bullying the weak and fearing the strong, and intensifying conflicts. I used to think that I would rather let the villains live than go in and pull out the tongues of the spectators one by one. When the people around heard about pulling out tongues, they immediately fled in all directions, shouting, "Crazy, crazy, Zhang Chen is crazy, what spectators, what fish Liang, saying inexplicable things and pulling out our tongues, Zhang Chen is crazy. President Zhang, please spare me, I will never dare to do it again." Zhao Xiaochuan covered his swollen face and lay on the ground, backing away. He was really scared. Zhang Chen was about to step forward and threaten him a few more times. "Stop," a cry came from not far away. "I'm saved," Zhao Xiaochuan, who was lying on the ground, muttered to himself. Zhang Chen frowned and glanced back. A tall, beautiful and delicate girl came over accompanied by He Wei and a group of classmates. The person who came was Liu Yangxin, the daughter of the Liu family, the largest pharmaceutical company in the city. Now she has obtained fruits, talents, luck, and family background. She is also a famous girl of heaven in Qingcheng No. 1 Middle School, the vice president of the Lion Heart Society, and the big sister among the girls in Qingcheng No. 1 Middle School. She will show a warm smile to everyone. She seems gentle, but she always has a sense of alienation and superiority towards poor students. Zhang Chen, I know you didn't choose a good fruit, and you are very emotional now, but everyone has to pay for their own mistakes. Choosing a bad fruit is your own problem, not Zhao's fault. Why do you have to bully the weak? Can you be more generous? Liu Yangxin looked dignified, scrutinizing Zhang Chen, frowning slightly and speaking in a slightly reproachful tone. Zhang Chen, you dare to touch my people. You don't take me seriously. He Wei also glared at him at this time. I heard that President Liu got the slow fruit, which can emit light waves and slow down the time of people or things hit. It is one of the few fruits involving the power of time. That's right, I'm afraid that the natural system will also be slowed down if it is touched. Now Zhang Chen will be targeted by Liu Yangxin and He Wei. Everyone talked about it immediately, and at the same time, they looked at Zhang Chen with sympathy. Zhang Chen, I thought you were the first in the past, and I wanted to help you in the school trial next month. Now you are doing this, which is really shameful. I have formed a team with He Wei, and now we are still short of one person. If you sincerely apologize to classmate Zhao Xiaochuan, I can take the initiative to forgive you on behalf of classmate Zhao and give you a chance. What do you think, classmate Zhao? Zhao Xiaochuan, who had been helped up by everyone, nodded repeatedly after hearing this, and felt that he had a backer. He looked at Zhang Chen with a hint of pride. Everyone also began to blame Zhang Chen for his faults. The glory of the past has passed. Don't always stay in the past to face up to your own failures and accept your own shortcomings. Zhang Chen looked at them singing the same tune, and his head was suddenly black. It's true that once Liu Biyu died, everyone in the generals thought that everyone was the best in the world, and the key is that I am not dead yet. Zhang Chen pinched his wrist and was about to let them see his weight. He planned to fight quickly and decisively, and no one who spoke could escape. Especially Zhao Xiaochuan, the fool was panting again. At this time, Cheng Dongqing pushed the crowd and squeezed in with the members of the student union to stand up for Zhang Chen. He couldn't just sit back and watch his good brother being humiliated, pointing at everyone's nose. What are you barking about? What are you barking about? Who are you? What level are you? Dare to challenge my brother Zhang? Then he pointed to one of the male students wearing glasses. What fruit did you take? Tell everyone, what? No, why are you calling you here? The male student who was approaching kept backing away, his face flushed. He pointed to one of the girls, who was the one who was the most fierce in the next to him. What realm are you in? Oh, you haven't entered the rank yet, your talent is really bad, and you don't have any fruit, but you still look a bit pretty. Recently, a road construction company is recruiting a receptionist, requiring fair skin, beautiful face and long legs, which is just right for you. Seize the opportunity, sister. The girl was stunned by what she said, with her big round eyes open, and mist appeared in her eyes, breaking her defense, lowering her head and covering her face and crying. Chang Dongqing directly started a big debate with the scholars, which stunned Zhang Chen. I didn't expect the little fat man to be so fierce in fighting. It's really a big stage in Zuan. If you have a mother, come. Lu Yangxin stepped forward to comfort the girl who was sobbing and covering her face with a wounded heart, raised her head and frowned at Chang Dongqing. Bullying a woman is nothing. It's better than you slandering my brother Zhang without any reason. As far as I know, it was that brat Zhao Xiaochuan who spoke out first. Apart from the facts, is what Zhao said wrong? He Wei walked forward with his arms folded across his chest, smiled, and looked at Zhang Chen, full of provocation. Chang Dongqing was about to speak, but Zhang Chen patted his shoulder to signal him to stop. Zhang Chen put his hands in his pockets and looked into He Wei's eyes, and the smell of gunpowder became stronger. Humph, you wasted so much time talking, you just think you are good again. He Wei, go to the martial arts field and see how confident you are. That's what I meant. The duel between Zhang Chen and He Wei instantly caused a stir among the campus people. Everyone called their friends and rushed to the martial arts field to watch this battle that attracted the attention of the whole school. Even the principal Situ Liancheng was startled and hurried to watch after the ceremony. One was the president of the student union who was once the best in the school and never lost, and the other was the president of the Lionheart Club who was the second in the school. Will the best fall from the altar, or will the second ascend to the throne? Who will win in the end? Needless to say, Zhang Chen has sparred with He Wei before, but he only won by a narrow margin. He Wei got the Niu Niu fruit, and once he transforms, his combat power will be greatly increased. On the other hand, Zhang Chen dares to use the trash fruit. With this plus and minus, He Wei is flying like a dragon, how can he lose? At this time, the two parties being talked about by everyone were already standing on the martial arts field. Coincidentally, Zhang Chen also wanted to see the wonderful use of his talent, multi-dimensional deprivation. Lu Yangxin, who was in the audience, spoke with a look of pity and disgust. President Zhang Chen, don't act on impulse. You are no match for He Wei now. Admit defeat quickly, otherwise, you will not only be the laughingstock of the whole school, but also discredit the whole school if it gets out. If you don't consider yourself, can you consider the reputation of the school? I was so touched. The goddess was so considerate. Many crazy men in the audience echoed with stars in their eyes. Zhang Chen really couldn't understand their brain circuits, but he always paid attention to his image in public places, so he showed a spring breeze smile, put his index finger on the corner of his mouth and made a hush gesture. Zhang Chen was 1.9 meters tall, handsome, and had a body of muscles that were trained for many years. At this time, he was indescribably free and handsome. Even Lu Yangxin couldn't help but be distracted, and his cheeks were slightly red. He thought Zhang Chen was going to give in at this time, but unexpectedly, Zhang Chen's voice sounded the next moment. Shish, shut up, you're too weak, you don't even have the qualifications to fight me, wait until I'm done with He Wei, I'll settle the score with you. Zhang Chen said the poisonous words in the most gentle tone. Hearing this, Lu Yangxin's face looked a little ugly. HMPH, you don't know how to be polite. Zhang Chen then looked at He Wei and said, since we're already on the martial arts field, why not add a jackpot? You're too conceited, Zhang Chen. Let's bet, today I'm going to break your pride. If you lose, apologize to Miss Lu and Zhao Xiaochuan immediately, and you'll have to bow your head when you see me in the future. Xiaochuan, don't worry, as your boss, I will definitely do you justice and won't let you suffer any grievances. Brother, Zhao Xiaochuan covered his swollen face with tears in his eyes. It's worth it for me, Zhao Xiaochuan, to be your little brother. The Lionheart Society members around He Wei were moved by his loyalty, and the girls with low tear points were already about to cry. Come on, President He. Chapter 11. What's going on? Zhang Chen looked at the atmosphere in front of him and always felt something was wrong. What was going on with this déjà vu of a warrior fighting a dragon? He calmed down. He Wei, I heard that your old man likes to collect all kinds of weapons. How about this, if you lose, you can give me one of the weapons. He Wei frowned. His old man loved to collect 18 kinds of weapons, and the most valuable sword Shi Yu was priceless. Humph, for a mere duel, let me use a valuable sword as a bet. Do I look stupid? He Wei sneered. Don't get me wrong, I don't like swords. I heard that your family has a mace made of meteorite iron from outer space, and I am quite envious of it. Mace. In He Wei's impression, this thing has no advantages except being heavy. It's just used by the old man to set off those valuable swords. After all, no serious person would use a mace, such an unpopular and bulky weapon. But it was made of the scraps of meteorite iron from outer space, and it was very valuable. If he stole it, he would be beaten half to death by the old man at most. Well, it was within He Wei's tolerance. Besides, He Wei didn't think he would lose. Okay, I agree. Then, under the notarization of the martial arts teacher, the duel officially began. Zhang Chen, I am no longer the same as before. Finger gun. After that, He Wei rushed towards Zhang Chen with a sprint, and at the same time, he put his two fingers together and stabbed Zhang Chen's face with a finger gun as fast as lightning. He Wei's finger gun was very fast, at least it was about to be cultivated to the intermediate level. Obviously, he did not intend to use the fruit ability and defeated Zhang Chen with normal strength. Looking at He Wei's attacking figure, Zhang Chen chuckled. With the strength and speed completely crushing He Wei, his movements were no different from turtle speed in Zhang Chen's eyes, and there was nothing to hide. Standing in place, he turned his head lightly in a split second and dodged He Wei's finger attack. Then, he grabbed He Wei's arm fiercely with lightning speed, and threw He Wei to the ground with an over-the-shoulder throw. The dull sound of the slamming echoed throughout the martial arts arena. Everyone was in disbelief. How is it possible? Killed in one move. He Wei was once the only one in the school who could compete with Zhang Chen. Now his realm, physical skills, and fruit should be no less than Zhang Chen or even stronger. But now Zhang Chen didn't even use any moves and easily suppressed He Wei. Everyone was a little confused. Principal Satu Liancheng, who was sitting in the audience, frowned. Zhang Chen's over-the-shoulder throw was perfect in terms of strength, speed, and timing. He really had a monster-like physique and combat awareness. Ahem. A dull dizziness surged into He Wei's heart. He suppressed the hot blood in his throat, and a touch of bright red overflowed from the corner of his mouth. Zhang Chen looked down at He Wei with indifferent eyes. What's wrong, kid? Is this all you can do? Don't look down on me, the battle has just begun. Resisting the shock in his heart, He Wei exerted force with both feet, kicked Zhang Chen backwards, and slid more than 10 meters away under the powerful reaction force. Hiss! Everyone looked at the two bloody marks on the ground due to the intense friction, and couldn't help but clamp their legs and feel cold on their backs. Zhang Chen felt a little painful just imagining it. If it wasn't for the opponent, he would have wanted to give He Wei a thumbs up. Enduring the burning pain in his back and restraining his face that was almost twisted by the pain, He Wei wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth. Warm-up is over, Zhang Chen. After saying that, he activated the fruit ability and his body suddenly grew in size, turning into a 3-meter-tall bull-headed monster. He patted the footprints on his clothes. Such a powerful and heavy blow at close range only made Zhang Chen's body shake slightly. Zhang Chen's strong defense also amazed everyone below. He deserved to be the first. Hey, let me see if your strength is as tough as your mouth. Zhang Chen stood still and hooked his finger at He Wei. After activating the fruit ability, He Wei's strength, speed and defense reached a new height, and he could barely keep up with Zhang Chen's rhythm. Finger gun, 36 consecutive hits. The sound of breaking wind sounded, and the thunderous attack attacked Zhang Chen. Paper painting. Zhang Chen's body twisted like a piece of paper in the storm, avoiding all attacks of He Wei. He jumped sideways and flew to the stone pillar and sat cross-legged. Boy, you don't even have the qualifications to approach me. How is it possible? He Wei's heart was in turmoil. How can a mere paper painting block my finger gun after the fruit power is enhanced? Frog in the well, let me show you how big the world is. Shave. After saying that, Zhang Chen flashed in front of He Wei as if teleporting. Rain kick. Instantly raised his leg and kicked with a whip kick, releasing a powerful slashing wave to bombard He Wei. Too late, He Wei could only subconsciously use the iron block and was violently knocked away 100 meters, hitting the stone wall of the martial arts arena and falling to the ground. It's so boring. Hey, kids in the audience, who else wants to challenge me? While I'm in a good mood now. Zhang Chen turned his back and looked at the crowd coldly. Shaving and storm kicks. Everyone couldn't believe their eyes, even Satu Liancheng stood up again in shock. Zhang Chen actually mastered the two most difficult to practice among the 6 styles. You should know that although the 6 styles are universal martial arts that everyone can practice, they are also the martial arts that the strongest physical masters in history have worked hard to create and are most suitable for the human race to polish their foundation. The Great Way is simple, pointing directly to the mysterious origin of the human body. The first 3 styles of iron blocks, finger guns and paper paintings are specifically aimed at the changes of the human body itself. They are only training in defense, attack and dodge, and there are still traces to follow in practice. The next 3 moves, whether it is the nearly teleporting shaving, the moon step that walks on the sky, or the storm kick that can send out a long-distance slash, have already exceeded the limits of the human body and demonstrated incredible power. Each of them is a very high-level martial arts. The difficulty and power of practice are no less than those legendary peerless martial arts. This is not a power that can be mastered by hard work. It cannot be understood without strong talent and perseverance far beyond ordinary people. It is conceivable that Zhang Chen, who masters shaving and storm kicks, is a super-level existence when everyone can only use 1 or 2 moves of finger gun iron block. They don't know Zhang Chen, it will only be more terrifying than they imagined. Everyone fell into silence. Liu Yangxin was so shocked that she covered her mouth. She never thought that Zhang Chen's martial arts talent was so high. The physique is even more terrifying. He directly suppressed He Wei, who had the full power of the same level fruit. A trace of regret appeared inexplicably in her heart. Ahem, stop, the battle is not over yet. Ahem, He Wei spit out a mouthful of blood and struggled to get up. Thanks to the powerful self-healing ability of the animal system, the huge and hideous wound on his chest has stopped and even started to heal. Zhang Chen turned around and touched his chin and said, "Tisk tisk, the ability of the fruit is really unreasonable. You can still stand up. Why don't you admit defeat? Do you want to die? Who is unreasonable?" Everyone complained in their hearts. At this time, Zhao Xiaochuan burst into tears and shouted to He Wei, "Brother, I don't want to apologize, you admit defeat. If I surrender to power, what kind of man am I?" He Wei wiped the blood off his face and smiled. His huge body roared and rushed towards Zhang Chen again. Besides, this battle represents more than just him. He can't admit defeat. Zhang Chen rubbed his wrist and laughed as he also went forward, "Ha ha ha. You have guts, I suddenly admire you a little bit." The 2 figures, one big and one small, collided fiercely. He Wei looked down and kept punching Zhang Chen's cheek. Zhang Chen did not dodge and punched He Wei's abdomen. He Wei, who was obviously taller, had an indescribable sense of tragedy. He Wei was knocked back dozens of meters again, and fell to the ground and rolled several times. He endured the severe pain in his abdomen and stood up again and rushed towards Zhang Chen. Zhang Chen raised his head slightly and was knocked back several steps. After stabilizing his body, he clenched his teeth and sneered, "It doesn't hurt. Try harder, kid." Zhang Chen stomped on the ground with his feet at a high speed and used shaving again. He flashed behind He Wei, clamped He Wei's horn arm with his iron palm and smashed it hard on the ground. There was a loud bang, and the ground was smashed with a huge sound wave, which shook everyone's eardrums. Cough cough, puff, He Wei tried to struggle to get up, but a huge dizziness came over him. He half knelt on the ground, a sweet and fishy feeling came over his chest, and he coughed up a large amount of blood. His facial features were all bleeding. Everyone off the court couldn't bear to see He Wei's miserable appearance, and the girls from the Lion Heart Club had red eyes, but no one dared to go on stage to stop him. No one else, just fierce. No one dared to offend Zhang Chen when he was at the peak of his power. Zhang Chen has proved with his strength that the first is always the first. Zhang Chen was also a little irritable at this time. He Wei's stubborn fighting will made the system unable to judge that he was defeated, and it was also unable to launch multi-dimensional deprivation. Forget it, looking at He Wei's miserable appearance, if I continue to fight, I will really become an unforgivable devil. Zhang Chen, who was about to leave, looked back and found that He Wei, who was covered in blood, stood up again. "Boy, you'd better lie down obediently." Then he walked towards He Wei again. If someone insisted on being beaten, Zhang Chen didn't mind satisfying his wish. The injuries on He Wei's body seemed serious, but most of them were superficial injuries. Zhang Chen had a good sense of control over his own strength. At this time, Zhao Xiaochuan suddenly rushed to the stage and hugged Zhang Chen's thighs, begging bitterly, "It's all my fault. President Zhang, I shouldn't have mocked you. Please don't remember the villain's fault and stop beating me. Everyone must be responsible for their own actions. The victory or defeat is decided in the martial arts arena. Since you dare to come up, you must be prepared, kid." Then he kicked Zhao Xiaochuan fiercely, and the speed made Zhao Xiaochuan unable to react at all. The fierce momentum made everyone in the audience look sideways, as if they dared not look directly at the tragic scene of Zhao Xiaochuan. Bang! The expected scene did not happen. At the critical moment, He Wei used his arms to hold Zhang Chen's attack tightly. He blocked in front of Zhao Xiaochuan and said, "Zhang Chen, don't underestimate the love and bond between me and my brothers." Quote. He Wei actually stood up to fight again. The teachers and students in the audience were moved by He Wei's indomitable will and the touching friendship. He Wei, a real man. He must defeat the devil Zhang. The passionate teenagers cheered for him. What a bond, they are obviously gay friends. And why are the people below so excited for no reason? Zhang Chen was madly complaining in his heart, but he was still ruthless, beating He Wei back step by step, with scars all over his body. The teacher in the martial arts field on the stage said with reluctance, "Principal Situ, what do you think?" Unexpected, courageous. Quote. The first sentence is for Zhang Chen, and the second sentence is for He Wei. Until now, the principal still can't see that Zhang Chen's cultivation in the Black Iron realm has already reached an unfathomable level. How can He Wei, who has just entered the Black Iron realm, resist it? Even with the blessing of this fruit ability, it is not enough. However, whether it is Zhang Chen's strong potential or He Wei's unyielding will, Situ Liancheng's heart of cherishing talents suddenly rises. Don't worry, Zhang Chen knows his limits. The principal's deep voice sounded. Seeing this, the teacher had to give up, hoping that Zhang Chen would consider the feelings of his classmates and show mercy. After He Wei was knocked to the ground again, Zhang Chen shook his hands and looked at him. "You made me have fun, kid." The high-intensity battle had made He Wei breathless. His face was in the shadow with his head down, and people could not see his expression clearly. He gasped. "Ha, your speed completely crushes me. It's because of shaving." Zhang Chen punched He Wei again, but his strength was a little stronger. He didn't want to play anymore. A mad smile appeared. "What can you do if you know it? Can you learn it? Only a few geniuses can do it in high school. You guy, why don't you just lie down honestly?" The fierce aura rushed over, and those who were slightly closer felt their breath choked. Their bodies were instinctively afraid, just like weak ants facing the top predator in nature. The fist slammed hard on the special floor, creating a large spider web-like crack. However, He Wei suddenly flashed behind Zhang Chen at the critical moment and evaded Zhang Chen's powerful attack by stomping on the ground. He Wei actually broke through in the battle and learned how to shave. Breakthrough on the spot, this is a plot that only appears in novels and books. This is a true fighting genius. Everyone exclaimed, "This is really incredible." A little fangirl said excitedly, "This time, President He Wei can win." It can only be said that the gap has narrowed. He Wei has the qualifications to face Zhang Chen head-on. Another classmate analyzed calmly. "Zhang Chen, this is my last move." After saying that, He Wei gathered all his strength and swung a fatal blow beyond the limit at Zhang Chen. Finger gun, maximum round, bull power. Time seemed to be frozen, and He Wei's two fingers seemed to be slow but actually fast. Pointed on Zhang Chen's chest, in just a moment, Zhang Chen was hit and his afterimage flew dozens of meters away. In the smoke, He Wei gasped heavily, unable to maintain the beast form. The blood vessels in his left arm drooped unnaturally and a large amount of blood was dripping out. His arm was already fractured in multiple places. This blow had already exceeded his body's endurance limit. "Did I win, that monster?" He Wei thought to himself. He no longer had the strength to speak. The people in the audience had already been shocked by this tragic duel. Although He Wei had been beaten, his last blow in desperation was really amazing. Suddenly there was a commotion in the crowd, and someone shouted, "Be careful." Before He Wei could react, a vein burst out, and a muscular arm stretched out from the smoke, and a large palm grasped He Wei's head fiercely. A figure with copper-like muscles and fierce eyes, like a god or a demon, walked out from the depths of the smoke. How could it be, unscathed? He Wei, who gave up struggling, felt his faith collapse, and could no longer hold on. His eyes went black and he fainted. You are a worthy opponent. Zhang Chen's face was complicated, and his voice was like a bell that echoed throughout the martial arts arena. He then handed He Wei to Zhao Xiaochuan, who was stunned on the side, and asked him to take him to treatment. Zhang Chen seemed to be unharmed, although he did not activate the iron block, open the fruit ability, and use the armed color domineering. But that blow did penetrate Zhang Chen's normal defense. Looking at the blood bar on the top of his head that was missing a little bit, and it was restored to full blood in a few breaths, I have to sigh at the power of the super-dimensional body. Even if it was injured like a broken arm, it only reduced 1/6 of the blood bar, but the body would not be damaged at all, unless Zhang Chen volunteered. Ding! Multi-dimensional deprivation was activated successfully. Strength +5, shaving proficiency +10. Today's sign-in rewards have been issued. Speed +2, precision +1, iron block +10. Sending away beggars. Zhang Chen pouted in dissatisfaction. President Zhang Chen. President is invincible. The shouts of thunder and sea rang out, while the members of the Lionheart Society were in despair. Zhang Chen's monster-like physique, super-level physical skills, and invincible defense made everyone despair. This is how the world is, the winner is the king. The soul-destroying Liu Yangxin looked at Zhang Chen, who passed by her and left only a faint sentence. Practice well. I hope you can give me a surprise in the school trial next month. The bitterness in my heart is hard to describe. It is a very sensational event that a genius from Qingcheng No. 1 middle school has been recognized by 3 series of fruits. And Zhang Chen, who finally chose the weakest fruit, caused an uproar. With the continuous spread of information, it was even rushed to the headlines by netizens. It was even ridiculed by many netizens. In the past, the great resentful species exchanged the fantasy beast species for the shock fruit for love, and in the back, the great Kongming who had a muscle defect in his forehead gave up the powerful dual series fruit and only loved the fish fruit. In Qingcheng, people who knew more about Zhang Chen's strength could only sigh that the genius had many quirks. Dongzhou, in a residential building in the Magic City. Brother, look, you and another big grudge are on the headlines. Shang Yunk pointed at the news on his mobile phone and showed it to Shang Yi. How can ordinary people compare with my brother? People in the world are ignorant and don't understand the power of the Junjun fruit. My brother has perfectly awakened the Overlord bloodline, and he will become the one who perfectly controls the Junjun fruit in 800 years. Monsters can revert to their ancestors and evolve, and very few excellent beings among humans will also awaken the power hidden in their bloodline. The ultimate power, the Overlord bloodline. It is undoubtedly the top bloodline among humans. Shang Yu, the unparalleled overlord of Western Chu in the past, made its name resounding throughout the ages. As soon as the Junjun fruit appeared, it was asserted by an unparalleled strong man that it contained a powerful force to destroy the world. Unfortunately, no one can withstand its powerful recoil. After several generations of research by the owners of the Junjun fruit, it is suspected that only the hegemon blood of the top human bloodline with perfect purity can control this fruit with amazing destructive power. Unfortunately, the hegemon bloodline is hard to find in the world, let alone the purest pure-blooded hegemon bloodline has only been Shang Yu for 800 years. And Shang Yu obtained the power fruit from the fruit space. The probability of finding a person with perfect hegemon blood and who happens to be recognized by the Junjun fruit is infinitely close to 0. Until Shang Yi appeared. Although he did not get the Junjun fruit in the fruit space, fortunately, a school beauty in the same group of awakeners happened to get the Junjun fruit. Within half an hour after the devil fruit is obtained, the owner who has not taken it can summon the fruit from the devil fruit space at any time and the owner must agree to the fruit to complete the exchange. Shang Yi looked down on the mythical beast Phoenix, and the school beauty was troubled by the Junjun fruit. So the two sides hit it off and exchanged the fruit naturally. Since then, the Junjun fruit, which no one has been able to control for 800 years, has welcomed its true owner. Shang Yi touched his sister's head lovingly. Don't look down on the world. With a smile on his lips, his eyes revealed a hint of invincibility. In his eyes, his pupils overlapped faintly, and he actually had 2 pupils in one eye. Qingcheng, He Family Villa. He Wei, who was wrapped in bandages, looked at an old man with white hair and a childlike face. Grandpa, I have brought shame to the family. Failure is the mother of success. I have sent people to understand the course of the battle. The guy named Zhang Chen is indeed a powerful monster. It's not unfair that you lost to him. You have tried your best. It is better to resolve a feud than to make one. Since you have made a bet with him, send my mace over tomorrow. Anyway, it is just a dispute between young people. As the future heir of our He family, I hope you can learn from it. He Wei lowered his head in shame and then looked at the old man with a firm look. Grandpa, I want to become stronger, I want to learn the family's ancestral skills in advance. The old man sighed. You kid, our family's 7-injury fist was also passed down by our ancestors. It is extremely fierce. It hurts yourself before hurting others. If you go wrong in your practice and hurt your heart, it will be difficult to cure. Grandpa, I have made up my mind. I am not impulsive. This battle shattered my pride. There are people outside people and heavens outside heavens. Indulging in the glory of power will sooner or later decline. I know that my talent is okay in the eyes of ordinary people, but it is not enough in front of real monsters. If I don't fight hard, how can I compete with the Tianzhou in the future? Quote. Zhang Chen, 30 years in the East, 30 years in the West, don't bully the poor young. Watching his grandson regain his confidence and even his faith stronger than before, Grandpa He was both relieved and worried. It is not known whether it is good or bad to target a monster like Zhang Chen. Is He Wei a genius? Yes. Compared to those young people who rely on the fruit to make the final step into the black iron, he is a genius in any era. Putting aside the uncertainty of the fruit, even Bai Qingshu, who is now known as the first genius of the young generation in Qingcheng, would be only on par with He Wei in terms of talent and martial arts strength if he had not obtained the natural smoke fruit. And Zhang Chen, who suppressed He Wei with one hand, was obviously 18 years old, but his martial arts progress was so rapid, far exceeding everyone else. It was simply shocking. Even the weathered old man He was full of emotion. At this time, the main character Zhang Chen was in his president's office, eating hot pot and humming songs with the backbone of the student union. There are also some rules for shabu shabu tripe. Put a handful of tripe in the pot, take it up 7 times, put it down 8 times, and count to 15 seconds in your mind. This way it tastes the best. Zhang Chen picked up a piece of tripe with chopsticks, shabu shabu while teaching, sipping a glass of fruit wine from time to time, which was very comfortable. A beautiful girl with a beautiful face and black silk glasses put down her chopsticks and wiped the corners of her mouth elegantly with a handkerchief, adjusted her glasses and said, President, your calorie intake today has seriously exceeded the standard. The afternoon training schedule and leg training plan still have 10,000 sets of barbell squats to be completed. Ahem, Qingying, it's rare for everyone to get together today, take a day off, take a day off. Zhang Chen hurriedly laughed and changed the subject. Dongqing, what have you learned about the school trial? Tell me. Chang Dongqing quickly slurped the food in his mouth, put down his chopsticks and looked excited. President, I heard that this school trial is held throughout the city. All high schools in Qingcheng will participate. It aims to select the young geniuses of Qingcheng. They will participate in groups of 3. I heard that our city has invested a lot of money. Not only has a secret realm been opened as a trial field, but also various rewards can be obtained according to the level of secret realm points. I heard that each person in the first place group will not only receive 5 million Baileys but also a marrow cleansing pill. Marrow cleansing pills are extremely precious foundation building pills in the world. They have the miraculous effect of cleansing muscles and bones, removing hidden injuries, and increasing physical fitness. They are the first choice for many people who cannot break through the limits of mortals by themselves. There is no market for them. Ji Yu Qingying, the assistant to the president of the student union, had to pout helplessly. How many times have I told you that we are all brothers in private, just call me Big Brother. The first prize is good. In your opinion, who is qualified to team up with me to participate in this school trial? Ji Yu Qingying looked thoughtful after hearing this. After a moment, including you, the president, there are only 14 people in our know. 1 middle school who have obtained the fruit, and 6 of them are in our student union. Among them, Chang Dongqing obtained the ancient species of the animal-type dragon fruit, the Brachiosaurus form, which can be said to be the most powerful fruit obtained by our number. 1 Middle School. With his help in frontal combat, I believe that you, the president, will be even more powerful in the school trial. Zhang Wei, a lean man, is a superhuman imitation fruit user. He is good at investigation and camouflage, and is proficient in astronomy and geography. The environment of the secret realm is complex and diverse. With his help, a lot of trouble can be saved. LV Zebu, the bird fruit is in the form of a beautiful chicken. It is a rare fruit with the ability to fly. Although it is not strong and cannot fly far, if it falls into danger, LV Zebu's ability will definitely play an unexpected role at the critical moment. Ren Qingxing, good at swordsmanship. Ji Yu Qingying carefully analyzed the advantages of everyone. Cheng Dongqing, who was named, got rid of the embarrassment just now and proudly straightened his chest. Zhang Chen watched Ji Yu Qingying carefully analyze the analysis, with a smile on his lips. Looking at this girl who was saved from school bullying by himself a year ago, as his assistant for a year, Ji Yu Qingying not only has an extraordinary mind, but also is conscientious and meticulous in assisting Zhang Chen in managing the student union. It can be said that without Ji Yu Qingying, the pile of trivial matters alone is enough to make Zhang Chen headache. Why not you? Zhang Chen interrupted Ji Yu Qingying's speech. Ji Yu Qingying, who seemed a little flustered, obviously did not expect Zhang Chen to ask this question. I am weak and not good at fighting. Besides, I don't have the ability to awaken the fruit space this time. Ji Yu Qingying's mood became more and more depressed as she spoke. I am good at making plans, but in terms of fighting, I am afraid that I am not even a match for the freshmen in the first year of high school. Ji Yu Qingying looked at Zhang Chen with a forced smile, and tried to raise the corners of her mouth. Zhang Chen patted Ji Yu Qingying's slightly thin shoulder and said seriously, Qingying, you don't seem to understand what I mean. I want someone who is qualified to team up with me, not someone who is strong. As my assistant, I have always seen your dedication and responsibility. You deserve this qualification. You will have strength when you get the marrow cleansing pill. Looking for teammates. Sorry, I just want to fill the gap in the team. What a joke. In Zhang Chen's view, the so-called school trial is just a delivery of supplies. In front of Zhang Chen, who is firing at full power, Zhang Chen does not think anyone can threaten him. Ji Yu Qingying looked up at Zhang Chen in shock. Can I really do it? But. No buts, it's decided, you and Cheng Dongqing, join my team. Zhang Chen waved his hand and made the decision. Seeing that the matter had been decided, everyone stopped talking. Ji Yu Qingying's eyes were complicated. She could feel Zhang Chen's concern for her, but can I, with my low combat power, really not be a drag? Since she was rescued a year ago, she has witnessed Zhang Chen step by step to the strongest throne of No. 1 Middle School like the sun. As she has been weak and sick since childhood, she is as insignificant as a firefly next to Zhang Chen. She can only suppress her inner emotions and work hard just to stay by Zhang Chen's side to prove that she is useful. Looking at Ji Yu Qingying, who was thinking about something with her head down, Zhang Chen curled his lips. This little girl is good in everything, but her strength is a little poor. As a subordinate who has followed him for so long, he doesn't want his subordinates to fall into the status of being indistinguishable from the crowd after he leaves. This time I will take her to the competition and give her a marrow cleansing pill, hoping to help her. I will give my own pill to my sister to make up for the physical deficit over the years. When he thought that he was about to take the college entrance examination and step down as the president, Zhang Chen slapped his thigh fiercely. No, he must make a lot of money before leaving. He hurriedly asked Ji Yu Qingying if there were any important events to be handled in the recent meeting. Ji Yu Qingying took out a stack of documents and said, President, this is a letter of intent for cooperation from some forces, groups and hunter team leaders in Qingcheng. They hope to rely on the prestige of our student union in No. 1 Middle School to recruit young people with potential to join them. Zhang Chen thought for a moment, isn't this the school recruitment in the previous life? The teachers in this high-level martial arts school that advocates martial arts are basically only responsible for teaching and imparting knowledge, and will not restrict students' behavior. This is why the student union has such great power. And the high school teenagers who are about to graduate, who have not entered the society and do not understand the dangers of the society, and are ignorant and passionate, naturally become the object of competition among various forces. Especially those small forces with weak strength and black hearts, relying on the ignorant teenagers who have no social experience and narrow information channels, use various means to draw big cakes to coax ignorant teenagers to join them. After all, young men who have just entered the society, except for hearsay, how can they know which family is strong and which family has good treatment? As the most prestigious organization among the student groups of various colleges and universities, the student union has naturally become the partner of various forces. Reality is not like the world of novels, where the protagonist only needs to walk around outside to join the hunter team for outdoor training, and a group of recruits hold up a sign, and the team is formed. 4 people are missing 1. Looking at the slightly thin stack of documents in front of him, his brows frowned. Why are there so few? There were many letters of intent in previous years. According to your requirements, we will eliminate those organizations with poor reputations after investigation. In addition, because the main cadres of the student union in previous years were Hiwei's powerful children, and now they have set up their own organizations, a large part of the letters of intent have flowed to the Lion Heart Society, including some bad forces that we have eliminated. Ji Yu Qingying said in a low voice with difficulty. Zhang Chen believes that he is not a good person, but he does not think he is a bad person. He is also very happy to do some good things without harming his own interests and increase his reputation. But the Lionheart Society actually dared to accept the letter of intent from the forces that were eliminated by the student union. This was a challenge to Zhang Chen's authority. Moreover, it cut off someone's financial resources, just like killing his parents. Zhang Chen's face was gloomy, and the wine glass in his hand was crushed. I was too kind. Brother, I think those leaders are all confused. They can't tell who is the overlord of number 1 middle school. We must teach them a lesson. That's right, that's right. Feeling the anger of the president, Cheng Dongqing and the backbones around him immediately shouted indignantly. Zhang Chen looked at Cheng Dongqing and the others, and just said lightly, on this territory of no 1 middle school, only one voice is enough. Got the order. Gather the people and gather the weapons. Cheng Dongqing understood and rubbed his hands excitedly, and led his subordinates to the Lionheart Society headquarters in a menacing manner. All the colleges and universities in this world are like hot-blooded colleges and universities, with fights happening every day. As soon as Cheng Dongqing left, someone knocked on the door in a hurry. President, Assistant GU, it's bad. Class 1 and Class 3 of Grade 2 are fighting for the training room. Hearing this, Ji Yu Qingying looked at Zhang Chen. It's okay, let them fight for a while. It's a good time for the student union to do justice when both sides are injured. Qingying, go to the school's financial department to apply for funds. We have been so dedicated to maintaining school peace, the school should at least show some appreciation. Remember to bring more people with you. Zhang Chen issued orders in an orderly manner. Ji Yu Qingying understood and turned to leave. Zhang Chen touched his chin. He raided the Lionheart Society's home and blackmailed the school's financial department. This time, the funds should be quite a lot, haha. In a bright and clean office, the cadres of the Lionheart Society were talking to several men with murderous auras. Miss Liu, it's a pleasure to work with you. On behalf of Blood Wolf, I would like to express my gratitude to you. A one-eyed strong man like an iron tower stretched out his hand, and looked at the tall and beautiful Liu Yangxin with a hint of vulgarity, not hiding his aggressive gaze at all. You're welcome, Captain Wang. As one of the best hunter groups active in the Monster Mountain Range, it is our honor to introduce the students of number 1 middle school into your organization. Liu Yangxin frowned slightly and avoided the extended palm without leaving a trace. She smiled and said, also, I would like to say hello to your leader on behalf of my father. Liu's Xian Group is the largest pharmaceutical company in Qingcheng, but it is the largest purchaser and big money sponsor of the monsters sold by these hunter groups. The one-eyed strong man smiled awkwardly upon hearing this, and his thoughts were immediately dispelled. He had lived in the Monster Mountain Range for a long time, with only blood and killing. It was not easy for him to return to the city. Seeing a beauty like Liu Yangxin, he could not help but be aroused by a burst of evil fire, and inevitably had dirty thoughts. But he did not dare to make plans for Liu Yangxin. It's really itchy, but this time we recruited a lot of female members from No. 1 middle school. This time I must carefully investigate and interview them when I go back. Wang Jia couldn't help but smile, thinking secretly. Liu Yangxin looked unhappy, always feeling that the person in front of her was thinking something bad. If she didn't want to suppress Zhang Chen's student union, she really didn't want to deal with this person. A loud and noisy sound accompanied by the sound of broken glass and heavy objects hitting the ground came from outside the door. Oh no, Vice President Liu. The student union broke in. He Wei was seriously injured and recuperating at home. Now the head of the Lion Heart Club is Liu Yangxin. Everyone went out to check, and the two people from the Blood Wolf group also became interested. Outside the door, Cheng Dongqing and his men were confronting the people from the Lionheart Society. LV Zibu, one of the student union cadres, transformed into a tame chicken and pointed his sharp wings directly at the throat of one of the opponents. Cheng Dongqing, are you provoking trouble to start a war? Ha ha ha, sorry, I'm not here to cause trouble, I'm just here to clean up the garbage of the Lionheart Society. Be sensible, disband the Lionheart Society honestly, and go back to your own homes and find your own mothers. Hearing this, everyone in the Lionheart Society was furious. They wanted to completely destroy our Lionheart Society. Just you guys. Don't forget that the overall strength of the Lionheart Club is stronger than you. So what? This is the order of our President Zhang. Why do you want to learn from your president's prestige? The people of the Lionheart Club looked at each other in surprise, and they all stopped and looked at Liu Yangxin. In the past, He Wei could compete with Zhang Chen in high-end combat power. In addition, the Lionheart Club has many powerful children, and its power is slightly higher than that of the student union. Now with He Wei's defeat, no one in the Lionheart Club can check and balance Zhang Chen. Even if Liu Yangxin obtains the slow fruit, he is not Zhang Chen's opponent in terms of combat power. Liu Yangxin had expected this situation today. Since He Wei was defeated, Zhang Chen would never let the Lionheart Club go. He already had a countermeasure in mind. How can we be afraid before the battle? People of the Lionheart Society would rather die standing than live on our knees. Liu Yangxin's sonorous and clear voice swept through everyone's hearts and immediately pulled back everyone's lost fighting spirit. Instantly, their blood boiled, and they wanted to fight to the death with Cheng Dongqing and others. Then Liu Yangxin looked at Wang Jia and others with tears in her eyes. I'm sorry to make you laugh. Now our Lionheart Society is under attack by a powerful enemy. We can't take good care of you. I will send someone to escort you away from here. No, Miss Liu, don't worry. I have heard that your school's student union is arrogant and domineering. A few days ago, you rejected our Blood Wolf Hunter group's invitation to cooperate. You really don't know how high the sky is and how deep the earth is. When I saw you today, I heard that the rumors were spread far and wide. I must teach these ignorant young men a lesson. Who can bear the tears of a beauty? Suddenly, several young men in the Blood Wolf group wanted to stand up for Liu Yangxin. Just as he was about to attack, Wang Jia quietly stepped forward half a body to block several of his men, his face showing difficulty. Something is wrong, something is 11 points wrong, Zhang Chen. It sounds familiar, as if I have heard of it somewhere. Being able to suppress the Lionheart Society founded by a group of children from a wealthy family, does Zhang Chen have a good background? This girl from the Liu family is not a good person. Is she trying to kill someone with a borrowed knife? Wang Jia, who has been licking blood on the edge of a knife for many years and fighting all the way to serve as the deputy captain of the 10th Division of the Blood Wolf Group, is greedy for money and lustful, but he is definitely not an ordinary person. Miss Liu, from what you said, I think that Zhang Chen must be very powerful. I wonder which family he is from. Zhang Chen is indeed very talented, but his parents are just ordinary people and have no background. Liu Yangxin seemed to see his concerns after thinking about it. He spoke out. Hearing this, Wang Jia understood. It might be a good idea to teach her a lesson. After all, he was a bronze-level strongman with the power of the fruit. How strong could a young boy who had not yet graduated from school be? But this Zhang Chen really sounded familiar. Forget it and check it out later. Then, Wang Jia winked at his brother Wang Dao, who understood and said, Miss Liu, don't worry. I will teach you a lesson for a group of young boys. Then Wang Dao flashed in front of Liu Zibu. Boy, what student union? You are so crazy about playing house games. Don't you even look at your own weight. Let me tell you what fighting is. He jumped into the air and turned into a white wolf. He kicked from above and hit Lu Zibu's heart as fast as lightning. His moves were extremely cruel. Lu Zibu didn't have time to react and was kicked dozens of meters away and broke a tree as thick as a person. Everyone was shocked. They didn't expect this man to be so heavy-handed. Chang Dongqing's eyes were about to burst as he ran and hugged Lu Zibu. At this time, Lu Zibu was already dying, his chest was sunken, and the broken bone spurs pierced his heart, and blood kept gushing out. Chang Dongqing half knelt on the ground with a pale face and trembling hands. He wanted to stop the bleeding for Lu Zibu but didn't know where to start. It's okay, Brother Dong, actually. Don't talk, please don't talk, I'll call an ambulance right away. Looking at Lu Zibu with blood constantly coming out of the corners of his mouth, Chang Dongqing was extremely panicked and anxious. Everyone around was already scared silly. Although fighting between students is common, it will never be a matter of life and death. The school's choice to let students go and cultivate their martial arts heart is an educational strategy, but it is definitely not raising poison. In fact, any incident in the school has always been firmly controlled by the school board and the principal within a certain safety range. Ren Qingxing pointed his sword at the Lionheart Society with red eyes. Lionheart Society. You broke the rules. Liu Yangxin was also frightened at this time. She just wanted to teach the student union a lesson with the Blood Wolf, and she didn't expect them to be so heavy-handed. She turned to look at Wang Jia and wanted to question him, but Wang Jia smiled and said first, "What? Miss Liu, do you think we taught you a good lesson? She is just an 18-year-old girl, who thinks she has the wisdom in her hands, playing house games, using self-righteous strategies, and wants to use me as a knife. Then I'll let you see this knife, is it sharp?" Liu Yangxin felt dizzy. She was wrong. Only then did she understand that these evil spirits who were essentially licking blood on the edge of the knife could not be calculated by her. Unfortunately, it was too late. Seeing LV Zibu lying in a pool of blood, Liu Yangxin was already at a loss. Her calmness and tactfulness had disappeared. School affairs are school affairs. Now she has committed a taboo and broken the school rules. At this moment, she is like a fairy who has fallen into the dust, pitiful and helpless. Wang Jia looked at Liu Yangxin in these two postures, and couldn't help but smile evilly. This feeling of playing with people's hearts and dragging a noble beauty into despair is really great. At this time, Chang Dongqing hurriedly planned to run to the infirmary to tie up the school doctor, but unexpectedly, a figure appeared in front of him. It was Wang Dao who had just injured LV Zibu. "Who are you? What do you want to do?" Looking at Wang Dao who was blocking the way, the angry Chang Dongqing immediately transformed into a brachiosaurus, and the brutal dragon tail roared and swept across the area, breaking several big trees. Wang Dao, who turned into a white wolf, was also startled when he saw Chang Dongqing, who was more than 6 meters tall. With his powerful jumping ability, he dodged the furious attack. Don't be so excited. When you go out of the city and see the monster defense line and the foggy Great Wall, you will know that life is the most worthless thing. Haha, I just let you adapt in advance. Don't you think it's good? You should be grateful that the world is divided into two sides by a wall. One side is the death battlefield of blood apes killing. The other side is the city full of technology and civilized order where you are now. Didn't you ask me who I am? Remember, kid, I am a member of the Blood Wolf Hunter Group, the animal-type dog fruit white wolf ability user, White Wolf Wang Dao. I don't care who you are. Get out of my way. Chang Dongqing used his palm and tail in anger, and his powerful and heavy attacks kept hitting Wang Dao. Wang Dao used the superior mobility of the white wolf form to constantly dodge attacks from all directions. It was really an incredible fruit. Wang Dao looked at Chang Dongqing, who had just entered the black iron level, and relied on this powerful ancient animal species to make even a veteran strongman like himself who had been immersed in black iron for many years avoid its edge. He couldn't help but feel jealous. Do you know why I dare to attack you? Haha, let me tell you, you are good at fighting, but it's useless. You need power and background to get involved. If your companion is a member of a certain family, then I dare not attack him. At least not in the city, haha. Asshole, finger gun, dragon claw attack. The angry Chang Dongqing took advantage of the other party's nonsense and charged a blow to Wang Dao. Wang Dao could not dodge and could only release the iron block, and then he was smashed to the ground. A pit was smashed on the ground, and Chang Dongqing took advantage of the situation to chase the thick and hard souls and kept stepping into the pit. Boom, boom, boom. The deep pit was constantly expanding. Enough. A huge wolf howl sounded, and Chang Dongqing's feet were pushed away by a huge force. Wang Dao jumped up from the deep pit. At this time, he was covered in dust and dirt. The white wolf turned into a gray wolf. A trace of blood flowed from the corner of his mouth. Even the nail on the wolf's paw was broken. Wang Dao grimaced in pain. Asshole, such a crude finger gun. How dare you show off your skills in front of me? You must die today. Finger gun, Wolf King gun. The muscles in Wang Dao's arm on the wolf body suddenly swelled up, and then he pushed the ground with his feet, using the huge reaction force to fly behind Chang Dongqing like a ghost, put his hands together, and hit his temple. Seeing this, even Wang Jia was amazed and murmured, "My brother Wang Dao has practiced finger guns for decades and his attainments in finger guns are not low. I'm afraid no one in the whole group can match him." Hearing this, Lu Yan was shocked. No, at the critical moment, Lu Yangxin came to her senses and knew that she couldn't make the same mistake again. The light wave of the slow fruit hit Wang Dao from a distance. "Miss Lu, what do you mean by this? For the sake of your father, don't be shameless. Do you really think that my Blood Wolf Hunter group is afraid of your Lu's Xian group?" Wang Jia immediately threw Lu Yangxin away and interrupted her light wave. Today, he was invited by Lu Yangxin to come to Qingcheng No. 1 Middle School. In fact, the purpose of his Blood Wolf Hunter group is really the same as Lu Yangxin, specifically to teach Zhang Chen's student union a lesson. But this lesson is not the same as that lesson, it is to see blood. As the second-ranked hunter group in Qingcheng, the Blood Wolf Hunter group is one of the most powerful forces in the entire Qingcheng. In addition to the head and 2 deputy heads, there are 13 teams under his command, and each team has 2 captains. The captain is at least a bronze-level powerhouse. All members are black iron-level masters. There are many people in a strong force. But such a powerful force was blocked when it was preparing to recruit new members from No. 1 Middle School. Rejected by the No. 1 Middle School Student Union. Wang Jia immediately received an order to not hit these ignorant teenagers. Lu Yangxin and I were just having fun, deliberately playing a trick to tease this ignorant girl. A 1-second pause was enough for Chang Dongqing to avoid the fatal part, but he was still hit in the shoulder. The huge impact force shook the air into waves of white ripples. Wang Dao's use of the finger gun in this attack was far superior to everyone else. The sharp finger force and the powerful blunt vibration were combined. Chang Dongqing's thick brachiosaur body was also pierced with 10 bloody finger holes, and the bones around his shoulders were also cracked and fractured. It is conceivable that if this blow hit Chang Dongqing's forehead, everyone had no doubt that Chang Dongqing's head would be blown up. The severe pain almost made Chang Dongqing faint, and he was thrown hard on a tree in the distance after returning to human form, stuck in the middle of the branch. Seeing this, everyone gathered around and ran between LV Zibu and Chang Dongqing. Wang Dao laughed loudly, "Boy, you should be glad that this move didn't hit you." Everyone protected Chang Dongqing and LV Zibu, and even the members of the Lionheart Society joined in, fighting against the enemy with a common hatred. Fighting is fighting, making a fuss is making a fuss. They still know who is right and wrong when the outside forces hurt people, and their beautiful vice president was just slapped away by the Blood Wolf group. How can they tolerate this? Ren Qingxing wanted to help Chang Dongqing who was stuck, but just touched it. Don't move, it's going to break." Chang Dongqing gritted his teeth to stop Ren Qingxing's action. Call someone quickly, call Brother Zhang." Hearing this, Ren Qingxing hurriedly took out the sky-piercing monkey from his pocket and fired it into the sky. A cloud-piercing arrow. Thousands of troops are coming to meet. With a "Bew," everyone's attention was attracted. The sky exploded, and first a burst of gorgeous fireworks bloomed, and then Zhang Chen's pattern appeared, which disappeared after a long time. After a long while, seeing that everyone was silent, Wang Dao laughed. "Why, call someone, why hasn't he arrived in such a long time? I'm afraid your president doesn't dare to come at all, ha 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 ha." Seeing that these 17 or 18-year-old boys and girls were silent, the Blood Wolves couldn't help laughing. They were indeed some children who were still wet behind the ears. They were so scared of killing someone and seeing blood. Wang Jia waved his hand, "Don't play, fight quickly. There are a few old guys in this school who are still very difficult to deal with. Hearing this, Wang Dao shook off the blood on his wolf claws, looked up at Cheng Dongqing and others, and immediately excited the student union members to hold their weapons tightly, suppress their trembling hands, and stare at Wang Dao. Cute little guys. I don't like the look in your eyes. Let me tell you one last truth in the world. Always be in awe of the strong. Because your life is in the hands of the strong. That's right. An extremely indifferent voice came from the sky, and the tone of voice was obviously understated, but it exploded in everyone's ears. President Zhang Chen. At this time, everyone in the student union could no longer suppress their emotions and shouted together. Wang Dao looked up at the voice, and his pupils shrank suddenly. A slash across the sky and the earth split Wang Dao in two from top to bottom, and blood mixed with his internal organs splashed everywhere. The remaining power cut a crack of dozens of meters long on the ground. The splashed half of the skull and the eyeballs were thrown in front of many students and hit the ground, still staring at the group of students with the unbelievable expression that Wang Dao had when he was alive. Everyone was so frightened that they almost fell to their knees, and those who were weak in mental endurance started vomiting. The people from the student union and the Lionheart Club were so scared that they were stunned. Even the people from the Blood Wolf group were dumbfounded. Moon Step and Zhang Chen's storm kicks were so powerful. Beating He Wei and beating Wang Dao were completely different. Letting him go, naked letting him go. They didn't understand that Zhang Chen had his own way of dealing with the world, and students should behave like students. He was tolerant enough for rebellious teenagers in adolescence. At this time, everyone realized that the strongest man in this school seemed to always show only the tip of the iceberg in terms of strength. No, brother. Wang Jia was on the side with bloodshot eyes, watching his own brother being cut in half in front of him. Watching his brother who had depended on each other since childhood die in Zhang Chen's hands, even Wang Jia, who regarded life as worthless, was heartbroken and couldn't breathe at this time. Pain. It was too painful. Boy, I want you to pay with blood. Kill your whole family. Quote. Ignoring the incompetent barking of Wang Jia and others, Zhang Chen flashed to the side of Lu Zibu like teleporting, looking at the unconscious Lu Zibu, who was wrapped in gray-white shell-like objects, and solemnly opened the high-dimensional vision to carefully check his injuries. After a while, Zhang Chen's face sank, and everyone felt something was wrong. Cheng Dongqing approached with the help of everyone. Seeing Zhang Chen's gloomy face, his heart suddenly tightened, and his eyes were red. Could it be Zibu? Cheng Dongqing didn't dare to think about it anymore. But he saw Zhang Chen raised his hand and pretended to give Lu Zibu a big bag. Lu Zibu suddenly opened his eyes. Brother, don't hit me, he shouted with embarrassment. Cheng Dongqing opened his eyes in disbelief. At this time, LV Zibu had an eggshell on his head, and his body was wrapped in a well-organized gray-white oval shell with his limbs exposed. He looked like an egg man, and there was no sign of injury or death. Cheng Dongqing was angry and annoyed. You are so good, LV Zibu. How dare you tease my feelings? LV Zibu pouted awkwardly and said with a little resentment, don't blame me, Dongge, you didn't let me finish my words. I wanted to say before that my fruit ability can allow me to gain immunity to lethal damage every once in a while, but the price is that I will regress from the tame chicken form to the egg form. Later, you fought with that person again. I saw that the atmosphere was so bad at that time. If you didn't die, it seemed impolite. Nonsense. Who dares to let you say it when you are bleeding from your mouth? Cheng Dongqing complained crazily in his heart. But the hanging heart was finally put down. Zhang Chen laughed. You kid, you always have something new to do. I'm glad he's okay. At this time, Wang Jia saw that Zhang Chen dared to ignore him and calmly checked the injuries of his men after killing them, and he was so angry that he laughed. For many years, no one dared to be so presumptuous in front of him. At such an age, he mastered the moon step and the mist foot. He is indeed a brilliant genius. He will be brilliant in the future and become a famous strong man. However, a dead genius is nothing. How dare you be presumptuous in front of me in the Black Iron Realm? Xiao Wu, the four of you cut off his hands and feet. Capture him alive. After I cut you into pieces, I will kill your whole family. No matter how talented Zhang Chen is in the Black Iron Realm and how strong he is, Wang Jia doesn't think he can fight four people of the same realm alone. He is still a hunter who has been killing for a long time. The 4 members of the Blood Wolf group who received the order grinned and clenched their fists, and quickly dispersed to surround and kill from all sides. Brothers, this is a tough one, let's go together. One person pulled out a dagger and attacked Zhang Chen first. The other 3 also cooperated to launch an offensive. In an instant, 4 figures attacked Zhang Chen from all directions. At this time, people with insufficient combat experience would be at a loss and didn't know where to start. And Zhang Chen just stood there quietly, with an indifferent look and seemed to be full of flaws. The 4 people were happy to see this, thinking that Zhang Chen was frightened and lost his mind. He was just a flower in a greenhouse. He had strength but poor combat experience. Cheng Dongqing and others saw that Zhang Chen was motionless and immediately sweated profusely, shouting to the president to be careful. Zhang Chen, who seemed to be wandering in the sky, was just thinking about what kind of posture to use to kill people. Looking at the person in front of him holding a dagger and attacking him quickly, the sharp dagger produced gusts of wind due to the extreme speed. Zhang Chen just raised his hand and pointed, and an indifferent voice sounded. Maximum power, finger gun, 1 breath and 1 rainbow. The power of the super-dimensional divine body is released at full power. The huge force that can split gold and stone is added to the index finger. A flat attack is a big move. The last one to strike first hit the man's forehead strangely. The man only felt an irresistible force coming, like a mountain pressing down on his head. He was extremely shocked. The breath of death made him feel like he was falling into an ice cellar. No, let me go. Before he could open his mouth to beg for mercy, his body exploded into a ball of blood mist in an instant. And this scene was in the scene to everyone. It seemed that a person approached Zhang Chen very quickly and exploded the moment of contact. It was like an egg hitting a stone. Shave. The other 3 looked at the suffocating scene in front of them, and before they could react, Zhang Chen's ghostly voice rang in their ears. There were only 4 puffs, and the 4 people felt dizzy, their vision was rising, and they looked down and saw 4 headless bodies. So familiar. Whose body is that? Instant kill. Zhang Chen shook off the blood on his hands, frowned, and chopped 4 times in a row. His clothes were a little dirty, so he decided to buy another set and deduct it from the student union's account. President. Big brother. Invincible. Everyone gathered around and shouted, even many Lionheart Club members admired him. Wang Jia was full of disbelief at this time. Impossible. Ha, absolutely impossible. When he came, he was full of vigor and brought his brothers and subordinates to teach this group of students a lesson, but in a blink of an eye, he became a lonely man. Seeing Zhang Chen, who was the center of attention, I felt a chill in my heart. Even he couldn't kill 4 experienced and well-coordinated veterans of the Black Iron Realm in an instant. Even if I take action now, I'm afraid I can't take this kid down for a while. Who knows, the old guys in the school will come later. I have a blood feud with this kid. If I can't kill him now, with his talent and such fierce skills, I will definitely die in the future. What to do? Go back to Blood Wolf and hide under the captain's command to linger? It's useless. This is just a temporary shelter. Once Zhang Chen grows up, the captain will never provoke such a strong enemy for me. The world of adults is so realistic. Escape. Must escape from Qingcheng. Stay away from Zhang Chen. After thinking it through, Wang Jia suppressed the murderous intent in his heart and prepared to say some polite words to get out as soon as possible. Boy, you dare to kill my blood wolf hunters. You don't know what kind of enemy you have provoked. Zhang Chen scratched his temple when he heard this. Old man, what are you barking about? If you dare to attack my men, be prepared to die. Then he tore off his cloak to reveal his steel-like muscular body. He slapped his chest and made a series of golden sword-like collision sounds. A hint of cruelty was revealed in his excited smile. Facing a bronze-level master for the first time, Zhang Chen had to be on guard. Come on, old man. Let me see if your strength is worthy of the bronze-level combat power. Monster, how dare he? Zhang Chen's eyes, as if looking at prey, made Wang Jia feel angry and a little afraid. This kid thinks he can kill me. How can he, a black iron, have the confidence? Could it be that he has a trump card? I know that this kid is so talented and so strong that he is probably invincible in the same realm. How could he have no background? Who knows which big power in other places is the genius who came to Qingcheng for training? There may be a protector watching in the dark. The more Wang Jia thought about it, the more he felt that he had seen through everything. What should I do? Could it be that I don't care about this face and just fly away? In the future, it will be spread that I was scared away by a student who didn't even grow all his hair. Thinking so in my heart, I didn't lose the upper hand at all. Arrogant. A leaf blinds you, and you don't know the mountain. You think you can challenge me by defeating a few black irons. After saying that, the high-level bronze-level creatures with aura all over their bodies came at them, and everyone felt their hearts tightened and their backs slightly chilled, as if they were facing a predator at the top of the food chain. More students who were not even black irons collapsed directly to the ground. Is this the oppression brought by the bronze level, which is one level higher in life? The pressure from the difference in biological levels has a bit of the shadow of the domineering color of the king, but not much. It is too superficial and lacks the power to shock the soul and hit the heart. Zhang Chen's eyes condensed and he shouted unhappily, "Hey, hey, hey. If you release your aura randomly, my men can't stand it." Then the same aura was released to cover Cheng Dongqing and others, infinitely approaching the limit of black iron, and the pressure of the creatures at the extreme of the black iron realm was not inferior to it. Everyone nearby felt like a small boat in the center of a storm on a stormy sea. The battle was about to break out under the clash of qi. Stop! A loud shout came from a distance, and Principal Situ and the teachers from the Academic Affairs Office rushed over quickly. Situ Liancheng jumped to the center of the battlefield to protect Zhang Chen. The silver level pressure broke the qi of both sides, and Wang Jia retreated several meters in embarrassment. Looking at the messy battlefield around him, the cracks, deep pits, corpses, and bloodstains caused by the collision. What's going on? Seeing this, Cheng Dongqing made eye contact with Lu Zibu, and immediately picked up Lu Zibu, who pretended to be seriously injured, and limped to the principal and the teachers with tears and exaggeration to tell the whole story. All the teachers present looked at Zhang Chen in disbelief, and Situ Liancheng was so excited that he directly shook Zhang Chen's hand. You killed all these people. 1 against 5. And you mastered the moon step. That means you actually learned all 6 styles. Seeing the teachers looking at him eagerly, Zhang Chen shrugged and nodded. Everyone called him a monster. The principal laughed heartily. Ha ha ha, good. A true genius has appeared in Qingcheng number 1 middle school. Situ Liancheng turned his head and looked at the bloody wolf pattern on Wang Jia's wrist, his eyes fierce. Blood Wolf Group. You are so brave to commit crimes on the territory of number 1 middle school. Wang Jia wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, but his attitude was very respectful. I have heard of Principal Situ's reputation for a long time. Today I see that it is really well deserved. However, it is probably wrong to say that our Blood Wolf group committed the crime. My brothers were invited to your school to recruit members, but now they were all killed by your students. What's worse, no one is left. Shouldn't your school give my Blood Wolf group an explanation? Seeing Wang Jia putting the blame on others, everyone blamed him, and Cheng Dongqing stepped forward. You are talking nonsense. Principal, everyone can prove that it was their Blood Wolf group who killed Lu Zibu for no reason and besieged President Zhang. Wang Jia showed a sad face and bowed to Situ Liancheng. You said that the student named Lu Zibu was killed by my Blood Wolf group. Who is that egg man? Principal Situ, you are so powerful now, you can decide what you want to say. I was ordered by the head of the group to come to your school and discuss matters with the Lionheart Society, but I was treated like this. I will report this matter to the head of the Blood Wolf group truthfully. You should know that my Blood Wolf group also he is not easy to mess with. Quote. Wang Jia intended to use the name of Blood Wolf to threaten the principal Situ Liancheng. He was very scared now, fearing that the principal would kill him directly without caring about anything. He had to fish in troubled waters and distort the facts in the hope of delaying time. Even if he was detained in No. 1 middle school and waited for rescue from the regiment in the future, it would be better to lose his life now. Anyway, there was no camera, and it was not so easy to convict him. At the same time, he pointed out that the Blood Wolf group had already known that he came here. If Wang Jia had an accident in No. 1 middle school, the Blood Wolf group would definitely not let it go. I thought they were a group of brats who ran out of the city after the fight, but I didn't expect them to be so difficult. In Wang Jia's impression, Situ Liancheng was once the number 1 master in Qingcheng, but he was also at the same level as his own captain in the Silver Realm. Moreover, I heard that he was seriously injured in an accident. His strength has already been reduced to 1/10. Seeing Wang Jia's reasoning, Situ Liancheng couldn't kill him with one blow. Zhang Chen looked at this shameless guy. Where was the demeanor of a strong man? He couldn't help but frown. This man is treacherous. He was not angry when his loved ones died, and he could still argue without changing his face when people accused him. He is flexible and has good strength. Now he has become my enemy. Although I am not afraid, it is inevitable that he will do some small things in the future to harm my family. Thinking of this, Zhang Chen suddenly felt murderous. If I can't take him down today, I will have trouble sleeping and eating in the future. I must find a chance to kill this man. Situ Liancheng did not respond to Wang Jia's sophistry and the indignant accusations of the crowd, but ordered people to call Lu Yangxin. There was a serious tone in his tone, and his sharp eyes made Lu Yangxin feel that all his thoughts were exposed. Lu Yangxin, did you invite the Blood Wolf group? What is the purpose? Wang Jia breathed a sigh of relief. It was their internal order to teach the student union a lesson. Now there is no evidence, and Lu Yangxin didn't know. It just happened to coincide with Lu Yangxin's intention to teach the student union a lesson. As long as Lu Yangxin wants to stay out of it, she must admit that the Blood Wolf group really only came to the school to discuss matters. Otherwise, the fact that she almost caused Lu Zibu's death by provoking trouble is enough to ruin her reputation. Zhang Chen looked coldly at the woman who was a little at a loss at this time, and suddenly thought of a way to use this woman to give him a chance to kill Wang Jia. Wang Jia must die. At the same time, considering that this woman saved Cheng Dongqing's life at the last moment, he decided to give her a chance. Then he stepped forward and said, "Old man. It's ridiculous. The Blood Wolf group is notorious outside. In recent years, nearly 70% of the newcomers who joined your Blood Wolf group have disappeared or died. For a force like you that treats human life as worthless, everyone is afraid to avoid it. How can the Lionheart Society be willing to seek the skin of a tiger with you and disregard the lives of students, right, Lu Yangxin? You fool. There are monsters everywhere outside the wilderness. There are strange things in the fog. It's already very dangerous. We have taken extra care of the newcomers. Really, forcing the newcomers to be the death squad to explore the way for you among the monsters and act as bait is also your care." Seeing that Wang Jia was a little speechless, Zhang Chen stopped talking and looked straight at Lu Yangxin. 3 times is the limit, and 3 times is the limit. In Zhang Chen's view, the choice has been given. If she still has a little sense of right and wrong, she will know how to choose. Otherwise, Zhang Chen doesn't care about one more soul under the knife. At this moment, Lu Yangxin felt the gazes of the crowd, and her heart was complicated. The pride of the nobility did not allow her to bow her head and admit her mistakes. Did she admit that she had joined forces with the Blood Wolf to persecute her classmates? I am afraid that she will no longer have a place to stand in Qingcheng in the future. Colluding with the Blood Wolf to cover up the facts. But she was tormented by the fact that she almost killed a life, and she would also lose face in front of the Lionheart Club cadres who knew the truth. She will definitely be notorious in the future. She was scheming to distance herself from the relationship and prove that she had nothing to do with the Blood Wolf group, but she was afraid of being refuted by the students. Everyone's eyes were sharp. She was trapped in her own trap. Lu Yangxin felt that she was on a cliff with no way out. Until Zhang Chen's voice sounded. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.